X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A spell that attracts all who spit facts online all the time. Can you see it? All the ones who drag my name every single day. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? They keep saying you don't have what it takes to carve out your own name underneath the shadows of gods. And I keep waiting for the day disbelievers say I flew way too close to the sun. I wait, but it never really comes. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A spell that attracts all who speak facts online all the time. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A voice that compels all to rebel from all right shackled minds. Why do they just stand there against when they fall from the battles I have overcome? You feel it, feel the cold and the seething tone that they make while I stand up, man among gods. And I keep thinking with my mill, shooting ropes in my cold that faces towards the sun. They hate, but I'm sitting comfy with their mom. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A spell that attracts all who speak facts online all the time. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A voice that compels all to rebel from all right shackled minds. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A spell that attracts all who speak facts online all the time. The X in my name is not just a symbol or a target sign. A voice that compels all to rebel from all right shackled minds. It's you and me, your mom, it's me. I'll take another hit from my name. You'll see now, watch me right now, punch your face now. Show you how.
Boy, how are y'all doing today? Hello, welcome back to the Xander stream. You will notice some things are different. Quite a few things are different, in fact. Unfortunately, I was not able to show all of this off. It's all sort of one big reveal right now because a lot of, my camera fucked up and then I took a couple days off. So I've spent basically a bunch of days with you guys not being able to see my room, or me, doing a bunch of stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a run through of the stuff that I did. Obviously, I got a haircut and I had Lonnie re-bleach it. It still needs some more toning. It's still pretty yellow. I'm using this super purple conditioner that you just kind of use, and it's supposed to get the yellow out of your hair because purple is the opposite of yellow as far as colors go, so that it neutralizes it to white. And that's basically what I'm trying to do. I might do another go-over with some toner. Lonnie got this really cool high-volume toner that's apparently supposed to make your hair really white, but we did it right after bleaching my hair and a haircut, so my scalp was super sensitive and fucked up, and I just couldn't keep the toner on for long enough. I just had the bleach on my hair for 25 minutes on my scalp, and that was burning like crazy. I'd also just gotten a haircut, so my scalp was all red and all red, all fucked up. So probably tonight or tomorrow night, we're probably going to go ahead and go over it again with toner and try to get it even whiter. This is the go-through where I want to get it white. I mean, as white as I can get my hair possibly. That's basically the plan. Wait, there's NSFW on Zan's Discord? There was. The mods wanted there to be NSFW, but we ended up getting rid of it. Mostly because, one, I don't really want to have NSFW on my Discord and have to deal with the drama that could result in. It's not like I get anything out of it, and I don't really feel like I want to like foster a community of people that are just Coomer posting in some dark, dingy corner of my Discord. It just doesn't sound like the most wholesome environment. So I just decided to get it out of there. I also found it to be quite ace-phobic, actually. If you are one of the people mad about the removal of the NSFW section of the Discord, you are ace-phobic, believe it or not. It's true, but you are. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. No, Zan, you nuked it 6 months before I could get in. No. Yeah, we nuked the NSFW section a while ago, didn't we? Yeah, if there is an NSFW on your Discord, treat the whole Discord as NSFW. Basically, yeah. Yeah, the actual company treats your Discord as though it's wholly NSFW if there's a section where you can be like verified, like of age and all that. So we're just not going to even deal with any of that. I don't want to deal with that. Hey, how are you doing, Arj? Yo, Ayo Xanderhal, I listened to Sweet Myths before I started watching you or Vosh, so when they made songs for you guys, I was like, oh my god. Wait, really? God damn. Imagine like being a fan of like a fairly like cult following smaller band online and then becoming a fan of some like niche internet micro celebrities and then seeing that band make a song for that niche internet micro celebrity. Just what are the chances? Really small world. Imagine being in the Xanderhal Discord. True. Reza Sutra, thank you for the 10 tier 1 gifted subs. Well, I forgot that I made money doing this. Thank you. Wow, thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. What is that, 50 bucks? Yeah, it's 50 bucks right there. I need to get better at math in my head. Thank you so much, Reza Sutra. Maybe one day I'll be able to remember how much 10 tier 1 subs equals off the top of my head. I feel like doing this job, like if I'm still doing this 10 years from now and I'm successful at it and I'm like used to reading chat and talking to you guys and debating and reading donations and stuff, I feel like I'm gonna get really good at it. Like I'm gonna remember all the prices for everything. I'm gonna get really good at counting up I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be cool. Yeah, thank you, Reza Sutra. Thank you so much. You didn't say anything, but I know the sentiment. Wow, 200 viewers watching already. 4 minutes into the stream. You guys are overwhelming me. Hey, can I actually say this really quickly, guys? I want to say something, you guys. I need to thank you guys because the last year, mostly 2021 specifically, 2021 was, to say the least, a pretty dog shit year for my channel. I don't think it's in hindsight, I'm completely fine admitting that. The channel really took a pretty big hit in regards to viewership, sub growth, income, watch time, basically every metric the channel kind of suffered in 2021. And a lot of that had to do with Biden getting elected. A lot of that had to do with some false strikes I got on YouTube. But I really have to say, ever since the beginning of this year, I don't know what happened when 2022 started, but ever since the beginning of this year, the channel has been doing amazing. And it's all thanks to you guys. Do you guys want to know just how well the channel is doing right now? We're not that far away from the channel being back up to where it was during its peak during the 2020 election. We are only 100,000 views this month away from that. To give you an idea, for like my average like viewership, my average views on my channel back in 2021 was like 500,000 views per month, maybe 600,000 views, somewhere around there, right? This month, I've gotten 701,000 views in the last 28 days. My best month ever was 850,000. We were only 150K views of the month away from being back up to where I was at my peak. And at this rate, it seems like we're getting there. I'm going to be uploading more. I'm going to be trying to upload shorts and stream. I'm going to try to stream almost every day. I think I'm going to do it in a system where it'll be like, I do a politics stream, and then I do gaming, and then maybe a day off, and then maybe like a mix of politics and gaming, maybe a couple streams where it's me reacting to a big debate, and I'll take a few days off within the week, right? That can't be right. Noah told me this channel is dying. No, unfortunately, it's not. Actually, for the last 2 months, it's been blowing up like crazy. We're getting pretty close to 70K. It's looking like I'll probably be hitting 75K subs before my birthday in July. It's looking more and more likely that I'm gonna be having to do that 75,000 subsonic stream before I'm 23 years old. So that's going to happen. That was sarcasm. I know it was sarcasm, but I'm sure some amount of people that could potentially watch this VOD or are watching right now think that, and so maybe it's good just to respond to it just in case. One thing I will say, though, is I'm not even entirely sure if I think Noah is, like, in bad faith, or at least in the sense that maybe Noah is in bad faith, but I don't think that Noah is being malicious. I think there's a difference, right? Like, if I were to debate Nick Fuentes, I'd probably be debating Nick Fuentes in bad faith, because to debate someone in bad faith or to engage with somebody in bad faith is to debate with them or to engage with them dishonestly. In Noah's mind, whatever bad faith engagement he may engage in with me may be justified to him. And that could be a defensible position. I just think that the position that isn't defensible is the dislike of me. I feel like I could pretty decently defend my existence in this space, and like the idea that I do more good than harm, I think. Just broadly. Anyway, really, thank you, Reza Sutra, for the $50 right at the beginning of the stream. By the way, we already have like 200 viewers right now. What is it? Like 231 viewers right now. 8 minutes into the stream. Love to fucking see it. Hey, if you're watching right now and you want to support the stream and you want to get me in that Sonic, well, it's actually a Shadow the Hedgehog onesie. If you want to get me into that Shadow the Hedgehog onesie before we start doing all the segments, so that when the segments go up as videos on YouTube, without any explanation or context, I just happen to be in a Shadow the Hedgehog onesie, then feel free to donate, because at $300, that's when I put the damn thing on. For those of you guys that don't know, basically, Lonnie got me a Shadow the Hedgehog onesie. If we hit a certain amount on the dono goal, I put it on. And when I put it on and I wear it for segments and upload those videos, people get really confused and start asking, why the fuck is Xan dressed up as Shadow the Hedgehog? And I never acknowledge it. It's really, really funny. Anyway, few other things I want to point out. My room. Check it out.
Welcome to capitalism, my dude.
Oh, thank you. I did some rearranging. I got Lonnie an inversion table for Valentine's Day. I wanted to give it to her on Valentine's Day, but I just literally couldn't hide it. Logistically speaking, I couldn't hide it. It just wasn't possible, so I ended up having to just like show it to her earlier. But I also put together. I also have these lights, so we got some bisexual lighting going here. And then we also have the little black couch that I got going on here. And then there's my bike. And Lonnie's got her own bike out in the living room. But then there's my bike there. We got them. My mom actually got them for us for Christmas from like a thrift store. But the tire tubes were all fucked, and like, you know, the tubes were all like deflated. So I had to learn how to take off bike tires, take the tubes off, the inner tubes, like the tire and the inner tubes off, and then replace the inner tube, and then put it back on and inflate it and everything. I'd never done that before, so I had to teach myself how to do that on YouTube. And I spent the last few days doing that, organizing my room. And as you can see, is there anything else you notice that's different? Anything you notice, guys? This is a whole new fucking desk. No weed. Wait, where is my weed light? Wait, you're right. My weed light is gone. Hold on, where did I put the... Oh, there it is. Oh, because I was moving the table. Ha. Ignore my degenerate Cheez-Its box, okay? I promise you I'm not just constantly eating Cheez-Its, okay? That would have been empty a week ago if I was. There's the weed light. Anyway, and then the final thing, or actually two final things. New desk. This is a brand new desk. It's actually 3 different desks sort of put together into one. Managed to get this for $20 at the same thrift store as the bikes. It is just a really nice wooden like office desk. It's shaped like a C, essentially. It gives me a ton of room and a ton of space to put everything on. Like, I've got so much fucking space. And then also they have, the table has holes in them. There's a bunch of holes in the table for cable management. So like, all my cables, instead of like being like wrapped around and like fucked, like they're going up through those holes, and I've got really, really significantly better cable management going on. And my my mount clips onto my desk basically flawlessly, and because I have so much space, now my microphone arm actually is like extending from in front of me. Now I've got nothing in the way of my hands or my keyboard or in my face or in the way of like my screen. I can see just fine. So I'm significantly more comfortable while streaming. And then the final thing, the final big stream upgrade that's super exciting is the camera. So you guys have noticed for a long time, my camera has been scuffed as fuck. The camera that I use is the Logitech Brio. It is the best webcam camera you can get on the market, okay? And I fuck around with the settings. I try to get it look good on OBS, but I just really couldn't get it to like the settings that it's advertised as getting. For some reason, I just couldn't do it. I tried to figure it out. I was not finding any solutions. So when I moved my whole setup over here and I plugged in my camera and tried to stream the other day and my camera wouldn't work, I was pretty concerned. What we ended up doing was I ended up using my girlfriend's old camera, the webcam she got so that we could talk long distance when I lived in Florida. She hadn't used it in a long time, but she still had it. And it's the same camera as I had. So I thought, well, fuck, maybe it'll work. So I dug that camera. We dug that camera up. We got it. We plugged it in. And it's the same type of camera. And all the fucking settings work as promised, okay? All the fucking settings, like it's fucking clear. The second I plug it in, I change the settings up. Like, settings on OBS with my old camera that were grayed out are now no longer grayed out. I can actually do 60 FPS camera now. Like 60 FPS footage. It's so much fucking better. It's so much better. Lonnie swears there's no difference or that it must have been a software thing, but literally all I did was restart my computer, plug in a new version, a new model of the same type of camera, and problems were solved. I don't know. Get a cat that will get between your hands and your keyboard in no time. I already have a cat inside Spin. Her name is Luna, and she does like to get between my hands and my keyboard a lot, but she's not in here right now. I actually do plan to continue to decorate the room. That inversion table I built probably won't be a permanent background thing. Do you guys prefer this inversion table, or would you guys prefer like a tall shelf with a bunch of decorations on it? I'm fine with having either. And we could also just put like a long shelf here maybe. Or just put a shelf above the couch. Then my head covers it, though. I don't know. We already ordered a shelf? Yeah, we have a shelf that's going to be mounted right above the couch there. It's going to be right... Well, you guys can't see because I'm in the way. We got a shelf that's going to be mounted right above the couch there, and it looks like a white X surrounded by a black circle, almost like my logo, though it's more of a plus sign than an X. And it's going to be a mounted shelf right there, and I'm going to put a ton of cool stuff on there and whatnot. And I'm thinking about having like a long table that I put along this wall, and maybe at some point, if like I have enough, it says vote. Lonnie got me the shirt. It's my camera's flipped, so you guys aren't actually seeing it as it really is, but it says vote, remove stubborn orange stains. Lonnie got me this shirt. I think for either Christmas. Christmas 2020 or my birthday 2020. I think it was for Christmas. I'm almost certain it was a Christmas present. But it could have been Valentine's Day? I forget which, but it was a gift from Lonnie. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a very nice shirt. I just got it for you randomly. Oh, I thought you got it for me for a special occasion. That makes sense. Why the old man blanket? I have like really weird body chemistry. My upper body is like a furnace, okay? Like my head, neck, back, arms, armpits, hands, nipples, fucking titties, stomach, everything sweats like a motherfucker and gets really overheated by absolutely fucking nothing, okay? Like 1 degree above comfortable temperature and I'm dripping, okay? Below my legs, though, 1 degree below ideal temperature and my legs and my toes and everything are fucking freezing. So from my hips down, I like to have a blanket on me when I'm sitting at my computer because my legs get cold, but I don't like it on my body because my upper body gets hot. Really weird. Alexander Fire Tits Haley, listen, okay? You should have seen me when I was on the swim team, okay? And I actually worked out. I've been meaning to go to the gym again for a while now. I finally got my bike fixed. It's actually more logistically viable now. Man, I'm going to start looking at the most nearby gym to my place probably tonight. You fucked up at character creation? When I say titty, I mean like peck, by the way. I love Popeyes so much, but the closest one to us is like 40 minutes away. Oh my god, Lonnie. Vosh needs gloves, Zan needs thermal PJ bottoms, lefty streamers are weird, EUC is better than bike. I will say, I think the blanket is probably a little more normal than the glove thing. The glove thing is a little silly, though I think it's because he was on something that makes your fingertips cold, so that's actually... No. He was on something that cuts off blood circulation, right? It wasn't even like the temperature. Yeah, that's fucking weird. That was a really weird thing for Destiny to pick at. I don't know what the deal with that was. I feel like Destiny usually has, like... Even if I disagree with him, usually, like, more... I don't know, like, substantial criticisms. Like, I don't usually see Destiny, like, rip on people for, like, weird nothing stuff like that. Although I guess we have seen him do more of that recently. I think he said it's his ADHD medication. I might be in that same boat pretty soon. Listen, I'd rather be prone to getting really cold than prone to getting really hot, okay? I live in the middle of the fucking desert, all right? I can deal with the heat if the heat is what I prefer, but I don't prefer it. We've literally had like 5 people requesting to debate you. Tom Foolery wants to debate xenogenders. Who's Tom Foolery? I have to look into some of the people that have been requesting to debate with me because I don't like... Most of these people, I have no idea who they are, and generally I like to know like what my opponent's position is before I agree to a debate, because like if we like barely disagree and it's just gonna end up being like a back and forth about like the nuances of whether or not like non-binary acts as a third gender, I feel like that would just end up being boring. I'll look into it. Xenogender debates? Listen, the core of my argument with any xenogender debate is always going to go like this. Look back at any marginalized group as far as like identity goes and like sexuality, okay? And while like your gender identity and sexuality aren't exactly as tied together as you may think, I think that the LGBT community, the fact that the LGBT movement isn't a movement that is formed under a shared like experience necessarily. They formed under a shared experience of bigotry. Like trans people and gay people, if there was no homophobia or transphobia, wouldn't necessarily have all that much in common, and maybe wouldn't even be part of the same like movement. Besides, I guess, maybe being progressive, but we're assuming this is a world where transphobia and homophobia don't exist. I like most of the LGBT community has sort of formed under a sort of like protective kind of group forming, right? Under a mutual understanding of the bigotry that like people who fall outside of like gender or sexual norms kind of have to face. The Florian Agox, thanks for the two tier 1 gifted subs. I really appreciate that. Says, have you seen the J-Reg controversy? He posted a YouTube short called Advice for People with Epilepsy filled with flashing lights to trigger it. Please cover this. Wait. What? Okay, the last thing I saw a video premiere last night from J-Reg called, or like a stream or something called, like, Advice for People with ADHD. Did he, like, upload another one that was, like... What? Hold on, let's look into this. Is this real? This sounds insane. Oh, okay. I see what's up. Okay, I see what he did here. All right. Okay, maybe this will be a surprise segment. I don't know. Maybe I'll have like a really spicy hot take on this. Maybe it'll be like super problematic or something, but I feel like some people might be taking these memes a little bit too hard. Though if what you just described actually did happen, that's a bit concerning. So basically, J-Reg put out a video called Advice for ADHD People. And it's a really long video, and it looks like it's going to be nothing but reading text. The joke being that anybody with ADHD would see this video as absolute repellent. I shit you not. I clicked on this page looking for the videos in question, and I skipped over this one with my eyes because my brain sort of inadvertently was like, "Oh, nope, don't even pay attention to that one. We don't want to look at that." So pretty good joke, right? That's the joke, right? Like, oh, it's advice for ADHD people, but it's in a format that people with ADHD would be incapable of consuming, I guess. Let's take a look at it really quick. Let's see what it's all about. Looks like it's a stream. That's him starting it. And he's just gonna read. That's about exactly what I thought it would be. Yeah, it's just gonna be a very long, dry, just something that somebody with it's ironic that like text that's about ADHD is like the last thing they'd ever want to read about because of ADHD. Pretty funny. Yeah, anyway, so that's the joke, right? The joke is you wouldn't watch this if you had it, right? And so the next video is advice for depressives. This video is only 1 minute and 53 seconds long because the joke isn't that, ADHD means you've got a short attention span sometimes. So this one's just a shorter video. The joke doesn't need it to be long. So let's watch this one and see. I assume the joke of the video is going to be he's going to get really existential and dark. I haven't seen any of these videos. I'm going to guess he's going to get very existential and dark, and he's going to, it's going to give you, a feeling of depression. I think that'll be the joke.
Feel tough right now. You're in this really dark place, and you've been in this really
His hair
dark
is long
place
right now.
for,
Jesus.
a long time now, a while.
So is his beard.
Every time you try
His
to
facial hair.
escape, you fail, and it's because you feel like it's because you're weak, and if you were stronger, you'd be able to get out of this dark
Welcome to
place. Because
capitalism,
stronger
dude.
people have
I've
got
been
out
a
of
fan
it, and
since
you're
the
still
Swine
Thank you.
in that
Jabber
dark place.
But lately your content has been
does
top
seem
tier, and
like
the
it's
newest
because you're
aesthetic
weak
is
and you have
great.
no friends.
Here's
I mean,
some
that's
money
pretty
for hair
pathetic, right?
bleach.
Like having no friends.
Thank
You
you.
have negative friends, really, because, well, the people that don't like you talk about how they don't like you, and then people you've never even met before don't like you. I mean, it's pretty rough. It's like a negative feedback loop. Bad place to be in, especially when you have no prospects, none. You can look.
All right, this is getting a little bit too real for me, specifically as a content creator, talking about people that don't even know you, hating you en masse. This is getting a little bit too real for me. Yeah, I'm starting to feel the effect of this one. Fuck. Okay, the joke here being, obviously, this video will make you depressed, but the video is called Advice for Depressives. This one is called Advice for People with Anxiety. I'm going to guess this video is going to invoke a little bit of anxiety.
So what you want to do if you have anxiety is try a box breath. So a box breath works. You take a breath in for 4 seconds, and then you hold it for 4 seconds, and then you breathe out for 4 seconds. Okay? So let's try it together, huh?
Okay, so it's nightmare fuel, and this would obviously invoke anxiety in anyone with anxiety. That's obviously the joke. And the final one, at least the final one that's up on the channel, is advice for schizophrenics. This one might be the most spicy one on the channel yet. Generally, as far as maybe anxiety, I don't know. Listen, okay, people in the lefty space online are not really big fans of ableism, and I feel like this now we're starting to get into the flying close to the sun zone when it comes to getting canceled. Okay, let's watch it though.
Hello, Michael. You may have clicked on this video hoping for some advice to gain some respite from your illness. Is that it, Michael? You want some help? You want some supplement advice? Maybe take some NAC, some B3,
So that specifically saying a person's name meant the... Okay, so this is obviously something that if you had schizophrenia would probably freak you out a little bit, you know? That is the intent of the video. Now, apparently... Can somebody confirm this for me? Because I don't know how much I trust this. But apparently, according to the Florian Agox, who donated $10 just now, J-Reg posted a YouTube short called Advice for People with Epilepsy, filled with flashing lights to trigger it. Is it still up on the channel? Or is it taken down? It would be a YouTube short, so it'd be in the short section, right? Or is it taken down? Yes, he did. Someone re-uploaded on Destiny's subreddit? Ooh. Epilepsy warning, JReg went too far endangering people. So for those of you unaware, last night JReg posted a series of videos called Advice for People with Insert Mental Issue, one of which was Advice for People with Epilepsy. The video was a YouTube short featuring a ton of flashing imagery that could definitely trigger epileptic seizures for unsuspecting, vulnerable people with absolutely no warning. If you are certain it is safe for you to do so, you can view the video here. Epilepsy warning. Okay. Apparently, the JReg sub is currently up in flames right now, and there has been no response. This is not a joke. This is violence, and I hope bigger YouTubers pick this story up. Fuck. This is bigger than I thought it was. Jesus Christ. Xanderhal, when they train you to understand schizophrenia, they literally get 3 people to talk to you from behind at once. One insulting you, one being nice to you, and one trying to talk to you normally. Oh. Wait, that's what schizophrenia is like? Holy shit, no wonder I start to get, like, really stressed out if the TV is on or I'm in a call with somebody and a single other person tries to talk to me at the same time. It, like, actually sets my brain into, like, 100% rage mode. Like, I get angry if 2 people try to talk, or two things try to, like, communicate with me at once. It really pisses me off. I can't imagine, like, that all the time in your head, and it being more than 2. God, holy shit. Anyway, once again, epilepsy warning. Close your eyes or leave the video or like tab out for a minute if you are even like concerned you might have epilepsy. I'm gonna be real with you guys. My mom does. I've never had a seizure, and as far as I'm aware, and I've never had an epileptic attack as far as I'm aware. But yeah, we're gonna maybe just full screen the face cam. You know what? Let's do that, actually. Let's keep it nice and safe. Let's just full screen the face cam, just to be sure. If I start having a seizure, you guys will know what's up.
So there's this app called
Oh, wow. Even I don't even have epilepsy, and that fucking bothered me. Holy shit. I'm glad I didn't even show that. I'm just gonna look. It's not even pleasant to look at. I'm just gonna look at it like, I'm just gonna squint while I look at this video.
Safe. You can install to
I'm not even gonna look at it.
Chrome, and it will
It's like
warn
really
you
unpleasant
ahead
to
of
look
time
at.
if flashing lights appear on a YouTube video. I find it a little trigger happy, but you can set it to either low, best, or high. You can play around with the settings depending on whatever's good for you. It pauses the video right before the flashing lights play. I'd recommend you try it out if you don't have anything protecting you from YouTube videos, if you're photosensitive. Hopefully, this really helps.
Okay, I'm not playing any more of this video, and I can't show it. If any of you in chat are ballsy enough or you are sure you don't have epilepsy and you want to take a look at it, I will put it in chat. I find it personally too irresponsible to show on stream just in case. I don't know, like, because who knows who out there has epilepsy but doesn't know it yet, you know? And I end up showing them on stream. They're like, oh, it's fine if I watch it. Xanderhal, you know, I don't know. I don't have epilepsy. And then the Xanderhal shows on stream, and then you have a fucking seizure, and you fucking bite through your tongue, and you bleed, and you choke on your own blood, and you die, okay? Don't want that to happen. Wow. Okay, so that is real. The Florian Agox is not lying about that. This is, admittedly, and this is coming from somebody who is subscribed to, has the bell rung, follows, and is followed by on Twitter JReg and loves JReg's content, you know, generally. I don't really watch it on this account. I usually watch it on my TV with my girlfriend, but I mean, I watch JReg's content. I enjoy his stuff. You know, I have a bias in JReg's favor.
Has donated $5.
Thank you. I have like no motivations whatsoever to like try to misrepresent this or make it seem like what JReg has done is like worse than what it really is. What this seemed like to me, and I'm just gonna say this right now, this seemed like an attempt at some just jokey, funny little shit posts by JReg. JReg has a tendency to just upload a shit ton of videos in like a burst at a time, and his videos tend to be very jokey and shitposty. Wow, 400 viewers almost, by the way. Nice. And, you know, usually it's not really a problem. The vast majority of his videos, while being quite satirical and ironic, generally do, I think, push a pretty good message, or at the very least constitute pretty good entertainment. I mean, the guy's funny. The guy makes good content. He's a funny dude. And I think that there is a decent level of comedic thought behind this joke, but I think in its execution, it's ended up doing what I think this is about as much harm as an ableist joke could theoretically do. Like, I don't think an ableist joke could ever do more harm than what J-Reg did here. Like, in any, like, feasible scenario besides, like, somebody making a ableist joke and then every person who is neurodivergent within a 10-mile radius immediately killing themselves because of it. Like, but outside of that, this is pretty, bad taste. It's in pretty poor taste. It is. Now, the advice for depressives the advice for people with anxiety ones, I think that these are probably, and even the advice for schizophrenics ones, I think these are pretty much fine. And the advice for ADHD people one, literally nothing wrong with it whatsoever. The idea behind these videos, and I will say, they are giving good advice. Like, J-Reg is reading about ADHD in this video, and if you were to sit through all of it and you had ADHD, I imagine you could get some pretty good advice from it. Though the joke is you'd never be able to sit through it. While the depressive one is giving good advice, but the presentation of it is a presentation that would kind of just make someone with depression not want to watch it. But there is good advice there if you could sit through it. The advice for anxiety one teaches breathing exercises for if you're having a panic attack. But the presentation of it is an environment that would cause someone with anxiety to possibly start to feel uncomfortable. While the schizophrenics one does seem to, I guess, not actually give any advice to schizophrenics. It's mostly just what schizophrenia would be like. I don't know what the joke is there, or like if it's supposed to be giving advice. I didn't pick anything up in that one. And then the epilepsy one, which I will not show, does shout out an app that warns you of flashing lights or possible epileptic triggering things could be in a video, and it's like an add-on you get on your browser. But to get that advice, J-Reg shows you a video of him where it's just like, it's him with a bunch of blocks that are flashing very bright, a bunch of different colors, and it's making a lot of different noises, and then he's changing colors, and there's like text up on the screen and random things popping up. It like is not pleasant to look at, even if you don't have fucking epilepsy, okay? It's just not pleasant to look at, okay? It made my eyes start to strain, and I had to look away. When this video is up, it could have killed somebody. Epilepsy is a dangerous thing. Have you ever seen somebody have an epileptic seizure before? I haven't. Not in person, at least, but I was trained to deal with it. I was a lifeguard when I was a teenager, and they taught us how to deal with when somebody's having a seizure. And a big concern of somebody having a seizure is they might bite their tongue off. They might bite through their entire tongue. You don't even try to put your finger in their mouth to try to push their tongue behind their teeth to hopefully save their tongue, because they might bite through your finger having a seizure. You do not put your hands anywhere near the mouth of someone having a seizure, because there's a very high likelihood of biting all the way through your tongue and drowning in your own blood. They taught us how to deal with someone going through a seizure. They taught us how to like care for after a seizure. We obviously had those little, those little silver blankets. What are they called? The thermal blankets, little silver things. We had in our little packs. We had these little thermal blankets that were literally like it was like a foil blanket, a space blanket, yeah, and you like it literally folded up into a tiny little square, and we had it inside of our little pouch. That was for if somebody had a seizure, we would wrap them up. If anybody had hypothermia, because hypothermia was a possibility. I know it's Florida, but the spring water was 72 degrees year round, and that is well below the human operating temperature of the body. If you stay in that water for too long, you'll freeze to death and get hypothermia. So sometimes kids stay in the water for too long, start to get early signs of hypothermia, and they have to sit in the sun for a little while with the blanket on. The spring that I worked at, the water is being pumped out of what is essentially a water volcano called a spring. It's all coming up from the aquifer underneath the earth, where all of this water is stored in an entire subterranean layer underground, exposed to no light, and chilled down to a very, very chilly temperature in the cold, pristine darkness in these underwater caves, and then it's pushed up from like a volcano, sort of like a sinkhole in the ground, and this crystal clear, cold blue water bubbles up to the surface, and then that's the river. It's this crystal clear blue water, white sand, and it's freezing cold water. It's 72 degrees all year round. In the winter in Florida, if it's cold out, the water's warmer than the air, so you feel a little bit warm in the water. But during the summer, it is chilly. And regardless what time of year it is, if you're in that water for too long, you'll get hypothermia. It's just bad. Anyway, we're getting a little bit off topic, but as for the epilepsy one, people die from seizures. Like, somebody could have gotten a seizure from that. Like, that wasn't like a low effort epilepsy thing either. Like if I just flash some colors on screen right now, like, it probably wouldn't trigger most people's epilepsy if they had it. It seemed like he was actually trying to trigger someone's epilepsy. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this is just a joke. Like, because in this, like, none of these videos are actually going to harm the individual consuming them. If you have schizophrenia and you watch this video, you can just click off of it and you're good, right? If you have anxiety and you watch this video, you're just gonna be uncomfortable and you can click off of it and you're good. If you have depression, this is just gonna make you uncomfortable, you click off of it, you're good. If you have ADHD, this is just gonna bore you, you click off of it and you're good. If you have photosensitive epilepsy, then just seeing the video start playing instantly from a YouTuber you trust with 419,000 subs called Advice for People with Epilepsy, unless you're already in on the joke and you're like, I probably shouldn't click that video if it's anything like these, then you very well could have just been like, boom, seizure right then and there. People could have died. People die from seizures. When I was in junior high school, I saw 2 people have a seizure during class. One person survived, the other hit their head on a desk and then sadly passed en route to the hospital. Yeah. Just the seizure itself can kill you. You can kill yourself doing things during the seizure. You can fall over and hit your head. If you're standing up, God forbid, when you have a seizure, you're probably going to fall and just bash your head on the floor really hard. Seizures are extraordinarily dangerous. The only way to describe it is like, imagine just going into GTA 5 ragdoll mode, but also it lasts for a while and you're also like, in terrible pain the whole time. And you're conscious, I'm pretty sure. Like, I've talked to people who have seizures, and you're conscious the whole time. You're not, like, passed out throughout most seizures. Like, some of them I'm sure knock you out, but most seizure victims are there for the whole thing, and they're not having a good time. Yeah, it's like getting tased in GTA 5, more like, yeah. Really does not sound fun. This was some pretty irresponsible engagement on J-Reg's part. I mean, listen, man, if you see this, J-Reg, I'm not going to cancel you, but definitely a good idea to take that video down. I would probably recommend issuing just some sort of acknowledgement of the issue. I will say it is a little ironic that this happened shortly after he uploaded his video talking about iDubbbz, just like breaking down irony and the circle of irony, and how he points out that when you do something ironically, after a while you're just kind of doing it. So while what J-Reg here was just doing ableism ironically, he eventually ironically ended up actually doing something that could severely hurt like neurodivergent people. I don't even know if you would count like epilepsy as being neurodivergent. I guess technically it would be, but like the brain is a very interesting thing. Anyway, that video could actually hurt people, like kill people. Like this, that is about as much harm as an ableist joke could theoretically do. I hope he acknowledges it. I hope he puts out a video and he actually like explains why he made these videos, what the joke was, and gives some sort of apology. I really hope nobody was actually hurt. If it turns out that nobody was actually hurt from all of this, and nobody actually had a seizure, nobody's epilepsy was like triggered or anything, then this will probably fizzle out pretty quickly and not really be a big deal. But oh my God, if we end up hearing a news story about some J-Reg fan out there whose like mom found them dead in their room or like having a seizure in their room with a J-Reg video on the screen and like takes them to the hospital and there's a news story about it, like God fucking forbid that ends up happening. Yeah, pretty irresponsible. Definitely is worth covering. Thank you so much, Florian Agox, for pointing this out. And yeah, little surprise segment right at the beginning of the stream. If you enjoyed this segment, please consider leaving a like on the video and on the stream. It helps out a lot more than you even know. You can also consider subscribing, ring the bell icon, and of course, just generally following my social media, all linked down below in the stream description and the description of the video. You can also like the stream to help the stream itself. As the stream goes on longer on YouTube, YouTube stops recommending the stream to my subscribers. But if you like the stream, it tells YouTube to keep telling them that I'm alive. So the viewer count keeps going up. And a higher viewer count means more fun for me and you guys. So keep sending them in. Anyway, wow, 420 viewers. Nice. Anyway, thank you all so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Good segment. All right, if you are watching right now and you want to support me a little bit more substantially, I guess you could say, you can also donate, subscribe, or gift a sub on my website, xanderhal.com/live. You can super chat or do a super sticker over on YouTube, and you can also hit the member button to become a member on YouTube, which is kind of like subbing on Twitch or on my website, but on YouTube. It's pretty cool. You can also sub to me, gift a sub, or Prime sub for free if you've got Amazon Prime over on Twitch. Matter of fact, I forgot that I was streaming on Twitch today, and I should run an ad right now. Oh, how could I forget to run a 1-minute ad break for those 27 people watching on Twitch? Oh. Is the background different? I like it. Yes, it is. Well, it is. I don't know how long it's been since you watched Scout. I have changed up my room a fair amount recently, but the general background is a little bit on the newer side. Yeah, like the couch, the inversion table, the lights,
has donated
and the desk and the hair. Yazzie1117, thank you for the or 117. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. He said, I love Debate Bros and I love you. I found you after my de-radicalization, but I relate to a lot of your worldview as a post-alt-right libertarian. Thank you, Yazzie. I really appreciate that. It's really kind of you. I give you a big hug through the internet. Burry Doof, thank you for the $5. Says, just learning about the schizophrenia training now made me start hyperventilating because I often think I'm hearing my name called out. That's normal. Thinking like you heard your name is very normal. Words can sometimes merge together in a sentence to sound like something familiar, and if you're trained to respond and like for your brain to perk up when you hear your name, then you might hear certain things as your name in like sentences. It happens. It happens. Especially if you have a common name, even. And you just like my name is Alex. A lot of people in media end up being named Alex, and I fucking hate it. Anyway, thank you so much for the $5, Buradoof. Speaking of which, that means that we are $75 out of $300 into the dono goal. And I just want to say, once we hit $300, I do put on the Shadow the Hedgehog onesie. So push that dono goal if you guys want to get me into it, because we're almost a third of the way in. Speaking of which, we actually have a really exciting segment that we're about to get to in just a moment. I'm going to give you guys a moment to chill. I'm going to get myself a little bit of water, because I do have to give myself a little refiller, McKiller. And then we're going to get into my version of what I think is wrong with Debate Bros and the live streamed response format as a live stream debate bro myself. The problems that I have with it, the problems that I've noticed doing it myself. I think it'll be a very good segment, and I think you guys are going to like it a lot. And self-critique is healthy because it's how you get better at doing what you do. So yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just going to refill my water really quick, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a minute. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. You're racist. If you leave, you're racist. Oh boy, my chair does love to catch this headset with the wire. All right, be right back, chat. God, this camera looks so much better. Just looking at myself, like, on camera, like, seeing how much more, like, fluid my motions are, like, do I not look like how much better does it look for you guys on the stream? Just out of curiosity. It actually doesn't even look as good as it should, because the video's still grainy from YouTube, like compressing the stream. Like it looks significantly better even on my screen. But yeah, it's definitely an upgrade. God, that compression though. The compression, because there's so much darkness on my stream. I bet the Twitch stream looks a way better. How much you want to bet the Twitch stream looks great? Because Twitch has such better compression. That's not exactly a good example of what I mean. Here, let's take a look at it on Twitch. Oh yeah. Yeah, that is what you want to see. There's still a little bit of compression, like fuzziness going on.
You son of a bitch, you
but
got my
like
Twitch account suspended. I didn't know that streaming Omegle was against TOS.
Thank you.
Though, thanks for the content. Hope you have a good stream, hypers.
I'm sorry. Thank you for the $5, but I will say this, okay? I will say this right now because I said a million times, I never ever streamed ever on like any Omegle stuff on Twitch, okay? And I always said before we did Omegle stuff, and I always like answered people's questions. I feel like I'd say it a million times. We don't stream Omegle on Twitch. We're only doing YouTube because like it's very easy to have like TOS stuff happen on Omegle that Twitch doesn't like. So you got to do it on YouTube. That's why we only ever did YouTube streams. Streaming Omegle is against TOS on Twitch. Yes. Yeah. I kept on saying it. I'm really sorry, Alec Hunter. I'm really, really sorry. Hopefully it's not like a perma, is it? I'm really sorry, Alec Gunter. Hopefully you get your stream back, though. Thank you for the $5. I'm glad you're enjoying the content, though. I recommend trying on YouTube, though. Only 24-hour ban. Okay, that's not a really big deal. That's just a 24-hour suspension. When you get back, though, make sure you only stream Omegle stuff on YouTube. That's what I would probably advise. Alrighty. Well, that puts us at a nice solid $80. Nice. All right. Listen up, everybody. It's time to do the based, real self-critique segment, okay? But I'm going to make Cherry edit this one in the format of a video essay, okay? I'm going to make Cherry edit stuff on the screen here. It's not going to be an extraordinarily long segment or anything necessarily, but I want Cherry to kind of make it a little bit video essay maybe, you know? Get a little bit of that vibe going. You guys know what I'm saying? I want to be on screen. You'll be on screen, don't worry. All right. Listen up, everybody. It is time for me to give my great sermon. Let me bring up the little list of notes that I wrote earlier. All right. I bet I got you to click on this video with that clickbaity title and thumbnail, didn't I? Don't worry, the video is not dishonest clickbait. It is going to, in fact, be about what it says it's about, but it's not going to be nearly as vitriolic as you probably thought it would be, because I myself am a live stream, live response format, and DebateBros streamer, okay? In fact, I would argue I'm one of the larger ones. I'm pretty up there, I'd say, at least as far as like this niche side of the internet goes. It's not exactly that much of a flex to be like a higher middle ground, like lefty debate streamer. But I think I have like a fair enough amount of tenure in this space to say that I understand this type of format and this type of content enough that I can recognize the problems that it has, even though I make this type of content, and I can self-critique those problems and publicly acknowledge them. Now, the things that I'm pointing out are not meant to be like, oh, you guys got to hold me accountable for this stuff, or like, oh, you guys got to hold your favorite debate streamers accountable for this stuff. I'm not like subtweeting anybody, and I'm not specifically calling anybody out here. When I talk about these things, I'm talking purely my experience from my perspective doing this job. The hurdles that I've encountered, the temptations that I've felt to sacrifice my principles and put viewership and money over principles, like the cases where I've been tempted to do that. I really just want to sort of give a little bit of an insight to the broader public what it's like to be a debate live content like React streamer, the problems with the format, and from the perspective of someone who does it. Because recently, Noah Sampson, a pretty large video essayist on BreadTube, put out a video criticizing Vosh and I and just generally the live debate format. The response to it hasn't been as positive as I think he would have preferred. And in light of that, in my space, in Vash's space, in the space of a lot of my friends, you've seen a lot of vitriol towards anybody who dares criticize this type of content. Because it started to become a little bit of a red flag. When you hear somebody complain about DebateBros, you almost start to think the next second they're going to start complaining about Vash being against, like, killing all the white people or something, right? Like, you kind of get a little bit worried, like, what they mean when they say, fuck DebateBros. So I can understand that hesitancy, or hesitance. Trust me, I feel it as well. But I assure you, this is all coming from good faith, and this is all self-critique. This is not critique aimed at, like, any other figure online, okay? This is for me, okay? And if any of the figures that, like, also do what I do hear this video and relate to it, and they want to, like, think about it or something like that, that is fine, okay? If it applies to you, then it applies to you. But I'm not, like, trying to subtweet anybody here. If it seems that way, I promise I'm not. This is all, like, my feelings, my perspective, what I've felt, and what I've experienced. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I think it's important to self-criticize your own content, especially when you do anything in a live format. Because when you do something live, well, you've just done it. If I want to make, like, a really cool line, or if I want to, like, make a joke or something like that, and I fuck up the delivery, I fucked up the delivery. I fell flat on my fucking face. It's a live format. You have to be really good at improv, and you have to get everything right the first time, or at least right enough that you're happy with the content that you made, or you fucked up, because it was all live and everyone saw it. Everyone saw you fuck up, you know? And it is kind of, you know, a little bit of a downside. And so you need to be able to critique your content in order to make it better. This is how you get better at doing what I do. And this is how I get better at doing what I do. And getting better at it helps me avoid these problems and these mistakes. And that's why I think this type of self-critique on my end is so important. Thank you for the $5, Sister Rose. I'll get to that in a minute.
Has donated
so let's start.
$5.
So let's start. Toxicity. All right? I will not deny that there is some level of toxicity in these, like, DebateBros spaces, okay? Even among my own community. However, it's not the type of toxicity that I feel like Noah Samson and the people that he agrees with called out. The type of toxicity that I see quite regularly is a toxicity that stems from a desire to see blood. Not a toxicity that stems from any, like, weird or reactionary political opinions or, like, anything like that. But just the fact that you guys so often want to see blood often leads to the audience almost hypnotizing you in all of the clout and all of the positive support into pursuing somebody in perhaps a dishonest or, you know, a way that just isn't appropriate. You know, maybe just getting way too toxic because they just want to see blood. Yeah, blood for the blood gods, Haas Slam. My chat does that all the time, right? And I've had many cases where I'll try to have, like, I'll try to have a productive conversation with somebody because I think deep down they actually believe what they believe and they're an honest actor. But then people in my audience who don't know anywhere as much as I do about this person will sort of, like, assume this person's in bad faith and they'll start demanding blood and they'll get mad if they don't see it. That is a thing that happens in my audience. It's a thing that happens in other people's audience, I'm sure, as well. And you know, when you're a streamer and you're live and you've got all these people in your chat telling you and giving you positive feedback for certain things and very negative feedback for other things, it can be very easy to fall into that. And that's where I get to this. Misunderstandings and prioritizing spicy drama over substantial politics. Doing this format does kind of incentivize misunderstandings. The original drama, the original spat that happened between me and Noah was based entirely on a misunderstanding. Now, granted, it was me misunderstanding him misunderstanding me, but regardless, it was misunderstanding nonetheless. And when I saw something that he'd tweeted that I didn't like, I immediately jumped on it, and I started getting very vitriolic because, well, probably because, one, I'd been sort of trained into doing this kind of thing by making this type of content and being in the space, and two, because, you know, you get goaded along about it by your audience, you know, like you guys were goading me along a lot, you know, commenting down below and everything, and that's something that you can get caught up in, and, you know, it can result in you pushing a little bit too hard against somebody when literally a simple conversation could work out the disagreement. Now, these are like pretty broad criticisms, and they don't really apply solely to debate live stream format content. I find that, like, at least for me, and at least in some spaces that I've seen, these things do apply to it commonly. But now I want to get into some things that are a little bit more unique to the live stream debate response format that I do. Okay, I want to get into some more unique aspects of it. And the big one is that you have less time and ability to research and polish your takes. If you're like a video essayist, you have, well, I mean, realistically, infinite amount of time, however long amount of time you want to take, to make your video perfect, to do all the research you need to do, to make sure that all of the wording of your arguments are perfect. You have just so much time, editing, effort. There's so much you can do to make it so that regardless of how good you are at public speaking, your persona can still get that message across with editing and script writing, even if you're not good at public speaking, which is fine. Nobody should be like shamed for not being able to debate or not being able to like speak well publicly. I don't think that's like a morally wrong thing. However, if you do this live debate format stuff, you don't really have time to do all of that. Now, sometimes people say this as a compliment, like, oh, video essayists, they get to write their scripts and they get to like do multiple takes and do editing, but us live React streamers, we have to respond to it live. And that is true. There is definitely a level of difficulty in the way that like I respond to something that's unique to it. You know, obviously more work and labor and effort is probably put in on the part of a video essayist than me, but there's probably more work and effort put into my skill in debating for my content, like to kind of balance it out. But what I've noticed is that when you do live format, even if you're really good at it, you're still so much more limited than a video essayist is. Like, there's, like, right now, if I was a video essayist trying to prove this point, I could just bring up a million examples on the screen. I could just, like, I could just do some research, write up a script, type out a few examples, and then just pop them up on the screen in editing. Maybe I'll have Cherry do that, who knows? But if I was a video essayist, I could do that, and it would be way easier to get my point across. But I have to say it to you guys. My voice and what I can show you in real time is all I can really use to support my arguments, which means I'm prone to making mistakes. I'm prone to forgetting important, things that I wanted to bring up that could support my argument. And, sometimes it means that my takes can be not as well researched as I'd like them to be. And people have called me out on that in the past, and I've had to like brush up on whatever topic I misspoke on. It's a very common occurrence that can happen. And the reason why it's so common leads into the next couple of reasons. This format can encourage insane burnout. The live format leads to some weird clips of you getting made sometimes, and it can encourage lazy content that's just meant to push out fast videos. I'm gonna break this point into 3 different sections actually, but let's start with the first bit. The live format leads to a lot of bad clips of you. Basically, what I mean by that is when you stream yourself for like hours and hours and hours straight with no editing, with tons of people watching live every day, eventually you might misspeak, or eventually you might say something bad, or eventually you might say something that someone can edit into looking bad. Just eventually something's going to come out of your mouth that somebody can make look really bad. It's something that happens with live format. You can't predict it. You can't entirely stop it. It's going to happen one day if you do this format, and people on the right, if you're a left-wing streamer, will use these things against you. It is just the simple reality of doing this format. There is no level of good behavior you can engage in that will prevent this from happening. Nobody is perfect. We're all human, and it just fucking happens. Sometimes the live format leads to you saying stuff that results in clips getting made. Dishonest or not, it has a negative effect on you and on your reach, and on the reach of the things you advocate for. The format also encourages insane burnout. Now, I know this may sound like this is something that affects the creator, but it also affects the movement that you're advocating for. If you're constantly burnt out when making content, then you're not making good content. You aren't doing a good job of representing your ideas. And well, maybe this doesn't apply to everybody, but at least for me, I don't make enough money that I can stream like twice a week. Like if I was just making the content that I thought would be the best possible content, I would probably like stream twice a week. That's about as often as stuff that I find that interesting occurs. Like maybe a few things a week, like a half a dozen things per week happen, right? So that could be 2-3 segment streams, right? However, unfortunately, I can't survive and make a living and do this as a job off of, 2 uploads a week, right? 2 streams a week and like a few uploads a week, right? That just isn't enough. So I am kind of forced to look for stuff that can sort of spread out the content, something to stream on that day. Sometimes it's video games. Sometimes it's reacting to other debates and giving advice to whoever is engaging the debate or just giving my thoughts. And sometimes it's drama or just lazy response content. Sometimes if I just don't know what to respond to one day, I'll just look at some of the larger right-wing channels and see who put out something new that looks interesting to respond to. And I won't know what to cover that day. I'll just do that. And my heart won't really be in it because I can't just not go to work today. Just because there's nothing interesting to me happening today doesn't mean I can't, I can just take the day off and not talk about anything. I gotta stream something, this is my job. And many days I do end up starting a stream, kind of just sort of phoning it in, fuck, I gotta cover something today or I can't, pay my bills, so I'll just cover this new Blair White video or whatever. Doesn't happen as often as I think I've made it out to be here, but it does happen. It does happen. Now here's another one, okay? Now this may sound a little bit positive, but it's a double-edged sword, okay? It's a double-edged sword.
Capitalism, my dude.
Thank you, SoupTime69. I really appreciate that. Now this next one is a double-edged sword. Your ego can be inflated so much or utterly shredded. Now, if you're a live debate streamer, basically everybody's opinion of you is more or less based on 2 different things, okay? Either it's based on your sense of humor. If you're funny, you'll be respected. Or your level of intelligence and debate skill. Or both. If you're funny enough, if you're funny enough, you don't have to be smart or good at debating. If you're smart and good at debating enough, you don't have to be funny. There's basically that's basically the trade-off that you get when you do this whole thing. You have to be one of those 2 things or both. And so if you start to do this thing and you start to get large and you start to do well at debates and everything like that, you're going to start to see your reputation affected by it. If you have a lot of bad debates, or if the debates that you do that are high profile are bad, they're going to give a very negative impression of you to a lot of people. And thus, you are going to end up, kind of having a really, really bad outlook on yourself, and it's going to be kind of unhealthy. And when your, mental health is unhealthy, you're not making the best content you can be making, and frankly, you're not doing the best advocacy for your political movement as you could be doing. And it's a pretty big problem. Another big part of it is your ego getting inflated. If you do really well and you're constantly winning debates and stuff like that, people are always going to be talking about how much of a debate lord you are, how you never miss, or how you're always right. And then when people are telling you that you're wrong, even if you are wrong, you may not be willing to listen to it because your ego's been too inflated by how much positive reinforcement you've received from your audience. Because let's be real, especially in the debate space, people do have a tendency to sort of, jokingly or not, sort of deify some debate streamers. And then sometimes do the opposite. It can be really, really stressful. Here's another one. Arguing with chat. So let's say you've got actually, here's a good way to word this final criticism. I think this is a really good final criticism of the format. There was a really good meme that I saw on Twitter the other day, and I think I retweeted it. Let me see. I'm almost certain I retweeted it. Oh, did I? Oh, I don't think I did. Oh, no. Oh, no, chat, I didn't. I'll have to describe it to you then. Okay. You guys know that one meme where it's the kid is walking down a path and the path splits towards 2 different, houses? One is, a nice house on, a cliff, and the other is, a haunted horror house, and then both of them are labeled something. This one was labeled... This one had, the kid, and the kid is labeled debate streamers, live leftist debate streamers, whatever. And then the houses were both the horrific, nightmare houses, and the split in the road had 2 options, both of them being bad, of course. One being getting persecuted for your base takes, and getting praised for your cringe takes. is basically the dichotomy. Because unfortunately, one day, as a leftist political streamer, or any type of political streamer, if you do this type of thing, one day you're going to have a take, okay? Maybe it'll be a correct take, maybe it won't be. Do you guys want to hear a good example of this? Do you guys remember when I said that if the U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan, within only a few weeks, the Taliban would fully take the country and they would revoke all of women's rights to work and go to school? Do you guys remember when I made that video and got ultra fucking canceled about it? Now, I feel no need anymore to defend my statements in that video, if I'm being honest with all of you. That was your meme. Really? It was? Yeah, yep, it was. It was your meme. Here it is. This is the meme. I liked it. I liked the post. I didn't retweet it, but I did like. I'm retweeting it right now. There you go. This meme, I feel perfectly represents the issue that every single streamer that does this ends up encountering eventually. Okay. And the reason why I use this is in reference to the Afghanistan take. Okay. My take on Afghanistan was something that I knew when I was starting my stream that day and I was doing the research. I knew, oh God, these opinions and these facts are not popular with lefties. I'm going to get so canceled for being right here. I was like fucking looking at stats, looking at like polling of the citizens in Kabul and everything like that, like women and whether or not they're okay with the Taliban taking over after America leaves, and whether or not they want to remain having the right to go to school and work and own businesses and whatnot. I was literally just spot on. I knew it was going to be controversial. I knew I was going to get canceled. Then Vosh had the same opinion, and suddenly it's the right position. I will say, Sodabit, there has been more than one case where I've had an opinion publicly, got canceled for it. Then Vosh had the same opinion a little while later, and then everybody agreed with him. That does happen. That kind of stuff does happen. And this is actually a good example of that. A lot of, hey, you know what? I said I wouldn't subtweet, but I will directly call things out sometimes. Some people in Vosh's community do have a tendency to do stuff like that. When it comes to Vosh, it happens. It does. It does. Nobody is immune to this. Everybody is open to some form of criticism that they can improve upon. Anyway. Regardless, though, Sake Tanuki. Listen, Sake Tanuki might be one of the most Xanderhal derangement syndrome having Vosh fans. It's so bizarre because you'd think somebody who's such like a massive fan of Vosh who donates so much money would at least be tolerant of like some other streamer who does something similar, right? Like you'd think it'd at least be some level of tolerance, right? Zan Vosh was also hated for the Afghanistan take. He was, but I got guys, I don't think you realize when I put out my Afghanistan video, people in Vosh's subreddit were making mentions of me, shit-talking me. There were multi-hundred upvoted posts in Vosh's subreddit after that video, canceling me for it. And then Vosh put out his video after a day of Vosh arguing with people on stream about it. Nobody on the subreddit pushed back against him about it, or at least nobody that was getting any substantial pushback. It is a thing that happens, okay? It is a thing that happens. The reason why I bring up the Afghanistan take as an example is because it's a take that I had that was so inarguably correct, right? I basically just said what was going to happen in the future, got canceled for it, and then what I said was going to happen just happened, right? And then, right? And before making that video, all that was going through my head was, holy fuck, I'm going to lose so many subscribers for this. I'm going to lose so many fucking subscribers. I'm going to get so many dislikes. I'm going to get so much shit. I'm going to get so much hatred and vitriol for putting out this video. And I did it anyway. And all of it happened. And to this day, there's still tons of people who still shit talk me and say I was wrong about Afghanistan. They ended up in hindsight changing my opinion. My opinion from the start was always, I really don't know whether or not leaving Afghanistan, in 2021 is going to be a good idea. There's some arguments that you could make that it probably wouldn't be a good idea. Honestly, if I were to give you my opinion now, looking back at it all in hindsight, leaving a couple hundred soldiers in Afghanistan. Yeah, Dylan backed me up a bit. I actually came out to back up Dylan. I was not the original Afghanistan pull-out could be bad guy. Dylan was. Dylan was the original motherfucker who got canceled for having that take. It wasn't until I was actually going to go on Dylan's Hippy Dippy that week, and I was going to have to discuss Afghanistan. Are you and Dylan cool now? I think we were always cool, but we're definitely cool. Yeah, we hung out in Texas and stuff. He's a pretty cool dude. But Dylan got canceled for having that same take, but he was going to be having a debate host thing about it on the Hippy Dippy. And I didn't end up doing that Hippy Dippy, but I almost did, and I did all the research for the topic. And so not wanting to let that topic go to waste, I ended up covering the topic and using my research that I'd done for that debate for like an actual video. And then the video, the video came out, and then I got a ton of shit for it. Ended up being right. And yet, I lost thousands of subs from that video. I lost like 2,500 subs when I put that video out. Over the next like couple months when I dropped it, like for a while, I was losing subs after I dropped that video. Big dislike ratio. Nowadays, if you look at it and you search by like newest and whatever, ever since, the U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan, everyone's like, oh, wait, never mind. Xan was right. Holy shit, he predicted it. And if you go look at like Bad Empanada's video on me and you sort by newest, all of them say like, ooh, this video aged badly, because I was right. But at the time, I had every incentive in the world to just jump on board with the popular opinion of my audience that would have garnered me plenty of donations and so many soy. I could have literally just said, America bad, let's get out of Afghanistan, fuck the imperialist Republicans who want us to stay, and you guys would have soy clapped and donated and just tossed money at me, and I didn't. I didn't because I have some level of principle, and I'm not willing to like sacrifice that, for money. But it's still a temptation that exists. And I don't know how many people are willing to fight that temptation. I do know of a few people that I think are incapable of fighting it. Bad Bunny and Mike from PA are two examples of people I think literally just repeat whatever their audience wants to hear them say so that they can get the soy claps and the donos. It really does feel that way when I watch one of their streams. And it's like, it's so obvious to me as a streamer that they're like pandering to their audience like hardcore that it's like, it makes me cringe because I like know the actual thought process going through the streamer's mind, and like I just know what they're trying to do, and it's so fucking it is really degenerate. Anyway, with all of that said, I'm sure there are plenty of other criticisms I could have levied towards this type of like reaction content. I'm sure there are plenty of others. Hey, if you're watching right now and you have a criticism as well, drop it down below in the comments. But those are just the things that I came up with. I started putting that list together of things that just came to mind last night, and I was going to record that off stream last night, but I ended up doing it on stream today. Hopefully you guys don't mind that. But yeah, I think overall, I think most of these things were pretty good faith and pretty inarguably existing criticisms of this type of format. They don't apply to everybody, and I'm not even saying they apply to everybody, but I think for most of these things, they apply to me, at least to some degree, as far as things that I've experienced. With all that said, if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing on YouTube to ring the bell icon, because, well, YouTube doesn't tell you if I go live or upload a video, if you don't ring the bell icon and turn on all notifications. Subscribing just isn't enough to do it anymore. And if you want to support the video and the channel, please comment and like the video. It really does help, as well as the stream too. YouTube doesn't tell people that I'm live the longer the stream goes on for. But if you like the stream, then YouTube is like, oh, people like this stream. I should keep telling Xanderhal subscribers that he's live, and then the viewer count goes up, and it's super pog. So like the stream, like the video, comment down below. It helps out a lot. Follow my social media, link down below in the description as well, including my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and of course my fan Discord, where I do watch parties of TV shows, and we play games together and stuff like that, and I just hang out and talk. It's a good place. And of course, finally, if you want to support me financially and get me inside of that Shadow the Hedgehog onesie before the end of stream, you can donate, subscribe, or gift a sub to somebody else over on my website, xanderhal.com/live, the beautiful chat you see on screen right there. You can super chat, super sticker, or become a channel member over on YouTube. You can subscribe, gift a sub, or donate in bits or Prime sub for free with Amazon Prime over on Twitch. You can donate, do a TTS donation, or even a media share donation through Streamlabs. You can buy my merch, link down below, including the brand new I Was Radicalized by Minecraft t-shirt. And you can also pledge me on Patreon. Exclusive content going up there pretty soon. With all that said, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. You guys got to buy those I Was Radicalized by Minecraft shirts, guys. I've been seeing the sales go through. There's been a surprising amount of merch sales lately. It's really pog. What do you think of the segment, guys? Did you like my good faith takedown of the format? What shirt are you wearing? It's a shirt Lonnie got me. It says vote, remove. It says vote, remove stubborn orange stains, and it looks like the Tide logo. Okay, I might have to buy that shirt. Link in the description. Okay, chat. Here's the plan. Zan, are you Blonde Destiny now? Or what? Wait, Blonde Destiny? What are you saying? I'm Destiny now because my lights? Because I got the Destiny lighting. One thing I will say though is Destiny's aesthetic has always been my preference to Vosh's. Okay, like if I have to choose whose aesthetic I like more, Destiny's aesthetic is way better. Okay, I'm sorry. The cooler color, color choices. Vosh's color choices are all very like warm colors. Destiny's are all very cold colors: white, black, blue, gray, etc. I like the lighting and generally like the general like his branding. I don't know. Destiny's branding aesthetically is more pleasing to me than Vosh's. VGG will destroy you over this. I, unironically, shirt is on the wrong way around. That is not how shirts work, my friend. You cannot make the text in a shirt be the wrong way around. Like, you can have a shirt on, like, even if the shirt is on backwards, I'm pretty sure the text will still read right. It's just that my camera is flipped. So that, like, I like it so that I'm looking over at the chat. When I do this, I'm looking over at the chat, kind of. So I like that. So that's why I flip my camera. He's intimidated by the Vosh pit. No, I prefer sort of cool colors in my aesthetics for things more. Rotherick, thanks for the 10 euro pounds. Don't know exactly how much that is, but thank you for the super chat. Said thanks for that very open and honest take on your job. Thank you. Yeah, I am like probably one of the most open streamers there is, even about my income. Do you guys want to know? This is actually a thank you. Do you guys want to know what I managed to get my ad revenue up to in the last 28 days? 2,587 something and something cents. It is insane. We've been grinding the short and uploads in the streams and everything. We've been grinding the fucking uploads. We've been like putting out really good videos that are getting lots of views and stuff. The channel is unironically getting back up to where it was in terms of analytics and income and everything that it was at during my peak. Okay? We're getting there again, chat. We just got to keep it rolling, all right? Yeah, $2,587 for the month of ad revenue, Josh Kiss. And it also technically it counts super chat donations and stuff too, but let's pretend like it's all ad revenue. Yeah, ad rev almost like doubled, nearly tripled in the last like month and a half. It's crazy. You guys have been supporting the channel like never before. It's nuts. Xanderhal, I know you're a McJuggernuggets fan. Is it worth watching after the Psycho series and the Hollywood series? Is it worth watching after the Psycho series and the Hollywood series? I didn't know about any Hollywood series, but the Psycho series is definitely a must-watch. If you're going to watch another McJuggernuggets series, the next one you want to start is his second best series, which is most certainly going to be My Virtual Escape. It's, I believe, got 2 seasons. It's pretty good. It's quite a bit different format than the Psycho series. I like My Virtual Escape a lot. It's pretty standalone. And he's done quite a few other series as well, but they're like more Psycho series format like, and they're really long, and it's like a big thing to get into, and it's not really relevant to what's going on his channel right now. I don't know what Jesse plans to do in the future as far as stories go. He apparently is retiring his dad, which I guess throws out the plan for like any possible like remaster of the Psycho series. Who knows? Maybe in the future there could be a Psycho series remaster. Do you have any guns? I do want to get a gun eventually. I believe so. Basically, the process is I think I got like I have to get like licensing and some kind of license. But then like I could just go online, find a gun that I like, and I'd probably start with like a $350 gun and like just something to practice, just something to start with, right? Buy like a very fairly cheap, like nothing too crazy, $350 gun. gun safe, keep it in the gun safe. And basically what you do is you buy it online and they mail it to the nearest gun store to you. You ask them they ask what's your nearest gun store. You find a gun store nearby that does this, and they mail it to that gun store. You go in, you show your stuff, you show like your fucking, like, make sure that you're legally allowed to have it and everything. And then, that he hands it to you, and then you ask, what is the cheapest ammo you have that this gun will shoot? And then you buy a couple of boxes of that, and then you practice shooting the gun with the cheapest ammo that you can get for that gun, because there's absolutely no reason to practice shooting a gun with expensive ammo. And ammo really gets expensive. The better the gun, the more expensive the ammo. So it can be, yeah. You're gonna need to find yourself a new GF too. I'm getting a gun when I can afford one. When it's not a pointless, non-needed purchase, I'm probably, I'll have a whole gun room one day if I have the money for it. Absolutely. Yeah, I love guns. I think guns are cool. Sounds safe. I mean, you have to keep them, like, stored properly. I told you no guns. Maybe we'll have a house with, like, a gun shed, Lonnie. Maybe we can have a gun shed, and that's where I'll keep them. Like a separate like, guest house area, Lonnie doesn't want me to have guns. She's a liberal. What about the shed, though, Lonnie? Guns are a horrible net negative on society. Honestly, if the Democrats want to get, like, ahead more, then they probably have to push less against guns. The Democrats being super anti-gun thing really hurts them a lot. Americans are extraordinarily pro-gun, and it's not a very popular, good political position in America. What's wrong with guns? If you want to talk about what's wrong with having a gun, like danger-wise, it'd be what Lonnie just said. You're statistically way more likely to shoot me or someone else or yourself with it. If you have a gun, it's way easier to commit suicide because all you have to do is pull a trigger, So if you're having, like, a mental breakdown and you're, like, considering suicide, then that could be a worry, right? So that's a concern you could have for having a gun. There's also the worry of, like, what if you think there's something happening and you end up shooting, your girlfriend who's coming home from, like, the store or something in the middle of the night because she went out to get you, like, a vape. Who knows, right? There has been times where half asleep, I'm like, Lonnie, can you go get me a vape? And she'll be like, okay. And I'll be like, thank you. And I'll fall back asleep. And then she'll go out and she'll get me a vape. And then she'll come home and I'll hear the door open and I'll be like, I'll be all freaked out. God help me if I had a gun and I thought someone was breaking in, like that could be a worry, middle of the night, the house is dark, who knows? Gun safety is important. The only scenario in which I'm going to own guns is a scenario in which there aren't guns in the house with Lonnie, okay? So that's not going to be a worry. Like, imagine a scenario where well off in the future, Lonnie and I have a house and there's a guest house, right? And that guest house can be where I keep all that. And that's well off and away from Lonnie, maybe. That could be how we do it. I don't know. Yeah. Midnight Kitty Boy, thank you for the 5 tier 1 gifted subs. I really appreciate that, homie. That is $25 Redinos right there. Really, really, really like that. Thank you. Burry Doof, thank you for the $5. Very kind of you, my friend. Really appreciate it. Says lesson of the day, don't get burnt out or you can't smoke weed. Don't be too lit or you can't smoke weed. Damn, you consequences of my actions. True. I smoked too much weed and now I can't smoke weed. Soup Time 69, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate it. Thank you for the $5. Says pee pee poo poo. True. Lots of pee pee and poo poo. Sister Rose, thank you for the $5. Really appreciate it. Says, you're totally right about this. I used to be a lot more critical of Debate Bros, but then I noticed it was a major red flag, usually of someone who supports tankies or is aggressively cliquish. True, Sister Rose. Yeah, I think that what I did there was a pretty damn good takedown of, not takedown, but self-critique of this content from good faith and, like, not, like, any biases or anything there. Just literally just purely a takedown of the format and how it can have, like, bad outcomes. But, yeah. My grandma had a gun cabinet she kept in the guest room. Yeah. Oh, shit. Actual T is white, guys. You got to gift her us up. We got a lot of white names in chat today. Hey, if you're a white name in chat, type 1. That way it'll look like you're doing a little white power, a little white power symbol. Oh, yeah, look at them. You see that? You see all these white names doing the white power symbol in my chat right now? You need to gift them a sub right now to make them not racist. You need to gift them subs right now to make all those white names not racist. Also, can I just say 434 people watching a stream that's like relatively not all that exciting? Like, I'm not covering anyone all that exciting today or anything. Like, not at least to the broad majority of people. This is mostly just like a normal stream. And I'm getting 400, like 500 viewers almost on average. It's fucking Pog. The channel's doing so well right now. I'm so fucking happy with you guys. I really want to say, I am so fucking thankful for you guys. I love you all so much. Like I said, this has been my dream job since I was 10 years old. When I look over at my like viewer count and I see 434 people are watching me live right now and they're like chatting and they're donating and they're like fans of my content, it sends chills up my spine, because I just imagine, what would 10-year-old me think if he could see me right now having, maybe not fully, but being pretty damn well on track to achieving my dream? I'd probably be shitting myself with excitement. It's a really nice thought. Anyway, guys, we gotta talk about something important, okay? The online left, while not nearly as egregious as the right, is not immune to the dangers of spreading misinformation on accident because of not fully investigating a certain issue before giving your thoughts on it. It's very common to see like a Twitter headline that gives off a certain, idea, and then you quote tweet that Twitter headline, you have your opinion of it, and then, it turns out that maybe when you read past the headline of that article, it doesn't say exactly what you thought it says. It's happened. And it's happened to lefties before. It's where the whole ironic lefty misinfo meme comes from. The reason why lefty misinfo is a meme is because generally it seems like people on the left spread a lot less misinfo than the right does, mostly because the right basically markets entirely in misinformation, while the left typically has a more reality tends to have a more left-leaning bias. With that said, though, I don't know if this is a case of that. I've been hearing a lot of conflicting reports about this Earn It Act that I've been hearing about. I don't really know exactly what it's supposed to be, because I've been hearing from some people that it's meant to prevent child sexual assault material from being spread online, and I'm hearing from some people that it could effectively erase all ability for LGBT movements to engage in any advice or advocacy towards LGBT youth. It could be that those are the two different things it could be that I've heard that it is. All right. I have no fucking clue which it is yet. And frankly, I don't feel comfortable giving my opinion on it until we've read the CNN article about it and find out what the fuck it's supposed to be. So let's go ahead and check this thing out. And if you want an example of this happening recently, the Dave Chappelle thing. Bunch of people spread that clip of Dave Chappelle around, making it look like Dave Chappelle is like anti-affordable housing or whatever. Turns out the bill that he was opposing had a lot more going on with it that would be bad for the people in that area than people made it out to be. It's because Dave Chappelle, it's popular on the left to not like him, and what he said, if you don't look into it, sounds very sounds very classist towards poor people, and so everybody saw what they wanted to see. Everyone saw what they wanted to see. It's a thing that happens. You got to look out for that kind of stuff. So with that said, let's go ahead and read this article. Let's engage in some responsible messaging, huh? A controversial bill to protect kids online just advanced in the Senate. Here's what you should know, by Brian Fung of CNN. A controversial bill targeting how tech platforms and websites handle child sexual abuse material. Hey, I like that they're calling it CSAM. Hey, guys, we're popularizing it, okay? I am fully on board with the movement of abolishing the term child porn, okay? The term child porn sort of inherently suggests consent. The word porn specifically kind of suggests consent. Child sexual abuse material or child sexual assault material is a way more accurate and I think just generally more effective word for it, I think. A little more tasteful too, I think. Child sexual abuse material cleared a key hurdle on Thursday as a Senate panel voted to approve the legislation despite vocal objections from civil rights groups who say the proposal as written will backfire and harm all internet users. So yes, this bill is most likely going to pass. This bill is more or less, or I don't know if it's going to pass, but it seems like it's doing well so far. Like it's not getting it's not had to go through too many hurdles yet. Like it's not getting as much pushback as I think many people who are against it would like it to. The legislation known as the Earn It Act of 2022 has reignited the debate over tech platforms' legal protections under federal law. It comes as U.S. lawmakers have increasingly pushed to amend Section 230 of the Communications Act of 1934, which tech platforms have cited for years to duck lawsuits over the user-created content they host on their websites. By narrowing Section 230's scope, the latest bill seeks to create more legal exposure for companies that fail to do enough to remove child sexual abuse material, CSAM. Tech platforms can already face criminal prosecution at the federal level for knowingly facilitating the spread of child pornography. Okay, I guess we're using it here now, though. But the legislation goes further, making it possible for states to bring civil and criminal suits on the matter, too. The bill also seeks to establish a commission led by federal law enforcement charged with publishing voluntary best practices for tech platforms on how they may, as the bill's name implies, earn their liability protections. Our goal is to tell the social media companies, get involved and stop this crap, and if you don't take responsibility for what's on your platform, then Section 230 will not be there for you, Senator Lindsey Graham, a co-author of the bill, said during Thursday's committee meeting. Senator Richard Blumenthal, another co-author, said that in drafting the bill, the Senate Judiciary Committee heard about numerous examples of platforms, including Twitter and Reddit, that allegedly did not act to remove child pornography despite being notified about it. Twitter declined to comment. A Reddit spokesperson said the company relies on human reviewers and automated tools to detect CSAM and removes any material it finds, as well as the users who post it from the platform. Blumenthal also said the bill is backed by 250 law enforcement, child protection, and government organizations. But critics of the legislation say that the standard for that, or for what is considered enough enforcement, is ambiguous in the bill and opens the door to vast overreach by federal and state governments, internet censorship, and the undermining of encryption technology that is essential for protecting everything from consumer email accounts to sensitive business and military secrets. The goal for the proposed legislation. The Earn It Act is part of a broader bipartisan push to rein in tech platforms, joining a slew of bills related to antitrust policy, content moderation, or other issues. On Thursday, the Earn It Act sailed out of the Senate Judiciary Committee with unanimous support. Its next stop is the Senate floor. Though several senators on the panel expressed reservations about the certain provisions. Proponents of the bill say it is meant to give victims of digital pornography who may have had sexually explicit videos of themselves as minors shared without consent on social media a day in court. Blumenthal said the legislation gives victims access to our justice system so that they can create an incentive for these companies to do the right thing. He acknowledged that there is some controversy surrounding the proposal, but urged his fellow senators to imagine for a moment the most unspeakable, despicable violation of your physical being, repeated thousands of times on the internet for millions of strangers to see with sadistic pleasure, following you through your whole life. For many of the bill's opponents, however, the Earn It Act is a reminder of how Congress botched its last attempt to use Section 230 as a cudgel against sex crimes. A history of unintended consequences. In 2018, President Donald Trump signed a bill known as SESTA/FOSTA, which created new ways under Section 230 for websites to be sued if their users created ads for online prostitution. While the law was meant to prevent sex trafficking, numerous reports have highlighted its unintended consequences, driving sex work further underground and making it more dangerous, according to sex workers themselves. A Government Accountability Office report from 2021 found that since its passage, the law has only been invoked once, raising questions about its actual utility. A similar effect could occur with the Earn It Act, critics say. A letter Tuesday by dozens of groups, including the American Civil Liberties Union, Human Rights Campaign, and the Wikipedia Foundation, the organization behind Wikipedia, said the bill could actually result in a lack of accountability for people spreading CSAM online. If a state law forces websites to monitor or filter their users' content so it can be turned over to the government for criminal prosecution, the provider becomes an agent of the government, and any CSAM it finds could become the fruit of an unconstitutional warrantless search, the letter said. That would render the evidence inadmissible in court, they said, defeating the bill's purpose and letting abusers go free. Oh, shit. I guess by this law, that is true. By that logic, it would be true. By that logic, YouTube and Twitter and all these platforms would be engaging in sting ops. this would essentially make these companies like arms of the government when it comes to dealing with this problem, which unless other other precautions are made, like the police don't do think about this, like sting ops for child like pedophiles. Did you guys know that Chris Hansen's show, the one where like the To Catch a Predator thing, they never reached out and contacted the pedophiles in question? Do you guys know that? All they did was make a fake catfish account and join a live chat room where they the account is publicly a minor, and they wait for someone to just come and initiate contact. That's how they always did it. Because the police aren't allowed to entrap people. The police aren't allowed to try to aren't allowed to try to goad you into committing a crime and then arrest you for it. You have to, out of your own volition, go out of your way to do a crime without any possible nudging from any law enforcement entities, right? So sting operations are still allowed. You're still allowed to have an undercover cop, go and do a drug bust, right? But you're not allowed to have an undercover cop who does a drug bust go up to a guy on the street and say, "Hey man, want to buy some weed?" And the guy's like, "No, thank you. I don't want to buy any weed." He's like, "No, man, want to buy some? Come on, buy some weed." Getting in his face and literally pushing him into buying some weed and then arresting him when he does. That would be illegal because that's entrapment. But yeah, that's actually a really interesting concern to bring up. It's actually a very interesting concern. Senator Mike Lee appeared to share some of the same hesitations with the bill in its current form. "I'm a little concerned that the current language inadvertently mandates interactive computer services to do for the government what the government itself is prohibited from doing," he said, which is engaging in the open-ended policing, the accessing and then recording of private and protected data without the protections of the law. How the bill would change enforcement. Federal law already requires businesses to report CSAM when they find it. In 2020, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children said it received 20 million such reports from Facebook, more than 500,000 from Google, and more than 96,000 from Microsoft. Under current law, however, the platforms are not obligated to go searching for CSAM. Their obligations begin only when they become aware of it. This is where the Earn It Act's broad provisions on state authority come in. The bill gives state attorneys general, for the first time, the authority to bring civil or criminal lawsuits against websites and tech platforms regarding the advertisement, promotion, presentation, distribution, or solicitation of child sexual abuse material. The legislation leaves it up to individual states to set the legal standard by which websites may be judged, an issue that Lee said should raise concerns. Uh-oh. This is not good. Leaving it up to states what they consider to break the rules and not, and to what degree that they want to what standard they want to judge it. Do you think Texas politicians aren't going to just label any content that is pro-LGBT as breaking the rules here? Oh God. Texas is trying to ban Martin Luther King and Ruby Bridges from schools as we speak. Okay, you think they're not going to try to use this to ban any pro-gay content from the internet there? Holy fuck. That's a scary thought. If a state, let's say New York, enacted a law saying that any interactive computer service doesn't remove CSAM within 1 hour of it being posted is liable for damages up to $1 million, a church with that type of interactive website could be strictly liable under the New York law, Lee said, adding that similar companies might be crushed under a patchwork quilt of state laws. Wait, what? Wait, why is it bringing up a church here? The real concern here is, let's say let's say a state. Here's a better concern. I don't know who the fuck said this again. Who's this quote from? I can't see who this quote is from, but it's not a good argument. Lee. This Lee person said, if a state, let's say New York, enacted a law saying that any interactive computer service doesn't remove CSAM within 1 hour of it being posted is liable for damages up to $1 million, any company, Twitter would be gone in a day. Twitter would be gone in a fucking day. Okay? Listen. The amount of CSAM that's on Twitter that gets reported every day that takes hours to get banned because Twitter has so much stuff they have to review, logistically, it just wouldn't be possible. Twitter would be sued into oblivion in a day. That or the lawsuits just wouldn't hold up in court because the logistics of how could we possibly within
Welcome
an
to
hour get
capitalism,
this
dude.
all taken down and reported? Like we have a completely like our report system relies on reports from other people. You know, it's not even possible. States could also seek to use other legal standards such as recklessness or negligence, further lowering the bar for litigation, Lee said. Blumenthal responded that is a feature of the bill, not a bug. As a former state attorney general, he said, I welcome states using that flexibility, and I would be loath to straitjacket them in their adoption of different standards. Why it's controversial? The IRNA Act has also faced controversy in its implications of encryption. The technology used by email providers, messaging apps, banks, and cloud storage companies, and the government itself to protect sensitive data. The issue has created some strange bedfellows, as digital rights groups that have vocally opposed big tech have aligned with technology industry groups to warn that the IRNA Act could have unintended consequences for digital security. Law enforcement groups have long argued that encryption makes it easier for criminals to hide their illegal activity, and that tech platforms have a responsibility to cooperate with police to enable access to that data. Technology groups have strongly opposed those calls, saying a move to give even select access to encrypted communications would allow criminals and foreign adversaries to discover how to crack all encryption because all encryption operates in the same principles no matter the context. In response to concerns that the IRNA Act could allow government officials to ban encryption, the bill's co-authors added in a provision that prohibits encryption from being used as the sole justification for CSAM lawsuits. But that won't be enough. The civil society groups wrote in their Tuesday letter a platform's support for encryption could easily be cited in a lawsuit in a guilt by association manner, with its mere existence serving a suggestive evidence of a website's wrongdoing, and that the group said will serve as a strong disincentive to deploying encrypted services in the first place. Beyond the potential blowback to consumers, enterprisers and national security civil rights advocates say a chilling of encryption will likely endanger those the bill is meant to help by eliminating secure ways for victims and marginalized groups to confide in trusted allies. But Blumenthal dismissed the concerns Tuesday as a gigantic red herring. Big tech and their armies of lobbyists and allies have sought to make this an issue of encryption, he said. It's not about encryption. You can tell this is being pushed pretty hard by Republicans. What's next? With the bill bound for the Senate floor and still subject to revisions, there is a long way to go before the IRNA Act becomes law. But its passage out of the Senate Judiciary Committee on Tuesday shows that the bill continues to enjoy bipartisan support, even despite the wide-ranging criticisms. Opponents of the bill have sought to mount a massive campaign to defeat it, with activist group Fight for the Future saying Tuesday it had marshaled 600,000 supporters to contact lawmakers on the issue. Blumenthal is a Democrat? Oh, really? Interesting. I'm not very familiar with a lot of once you start getting into senators, you start to get a few gaps in the names, okay? Where I'm like, who the fuck is that? I'm sorry, chat, but I'm gonna go ahead and admit I do not know every U.S. senator. I probably don't know half of every U.S. senator. But with that said, do you guys remember what was it called? Do you guys remember that guy that Trump appointed to be the head of the FCC? Who the guy who had the giant Reese's mug that everybody hated, who tried to get rid of net neutrality? Do you guys remember the getting rid of net neutrality thing? I remember when that was happening. Ajit Pai, yeah. You remember when Ajit Pai tried to get rid of net neutrality? I remember the whole internet lost their shit over it. Like, it seemed like it was going to be the end of the internet. We were all like concerned that every streaming service is going to be like throttled back except for the one that is associated with the company that your internet service provider is with, and like they would throttle your speed on certain like websites and stuff like that. Like it was going to be the end of the world, and then it happened. And like, let's be real, chat. Have you guys noticed anything? Because I haven't. Literally nothing happened, I feel like. Maybe there was something that happened for sure, but I've really not felt anywhere near as much of a difference as the internet made it out to be. Okay? Because, like, it felt like they were, YouTubers were heralding the end times with the, with this, right? And it happens every year, okay? Do you guys remember SOPA? Do you guys remember the SOPA bill and how that was going to be the end of YouTube and the internet? Do you guys remember? Obviously, there's net neutrality. Recently, there was the COPA, C-O-P-A, the COPA Act, the one that like where all they did was make it so that you can just click, is this content for kids or not? And that was it. And everyone like literally raised hell about it on YouTube, and it ended up actually being a great change for the platform because it made it so those Cocomelon like children's videos aren't like making tons of money off of showing kids like borderline sexual content, like the Elsa Spider-Man shit, the Elsagate stuff. Article 13. Actually, Article 13 did do something bad. There are some my favorite European YouTubers, if they included any copyright music in their videos, Article 13 ended up making them either mute or take down or cut those parts out of those videos, which end up butchering a lot of really good videos that I liked from European YouTubers. Frankie on PC and 1080p, some of his really good videos where he included some copyright music in the past, those segments of his videos are now completely muted now. Completely muted. It's really sad. The Article 13 actually did have an effect that I noticed, which is odd considering the fact that I never actually ended up... it's a European bill, not an American one. Yeah, I get fucked by copyright music a lot. Yeah, the Article 13 was actually really bad. That one actually had the effect that people said it was going to have. Well, actually, people said it would kill memes. It did end up fucking, like, copyright-wise, it did really end up fucking over a lot of European YouTubers. It really did. Although, with all that said, it does seem like there are some real concerns to have about this Earn It Act, okay? It seems like the desires of this act are not born out of the same desires that Trump's FOSTA and SESTA Act had, or that, like, the desire to end net neutrality had, or whatever. This seems like it might actually be a genuine bill that's trying to hold these platforms accountable for the amount of sexual assault, child sexual assault material being hosted on them. Because let's be real here, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, I'm sure as well. I wouldn't be surprised if all of these platforms are absolutely fucking infested with child porn, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if there was CSAM all over these fucking platforms that just are so relegated to such small corners of these platforms that you never even hear about it. And much of the time, I'm sure it's so niche and so relegated to these corners of the internet that the law, nor do the moderation of these websites, most of the time probably never end up hearing about it, or at least don't end up hearing about it until long after it's been hosted for a while and seen by a ton of people. And that is a real concern to have. And I do think maybe lighting a fire into the asses of websites like especially Twitter to make it easier to report and get rid of child sexual assault material on their platforms, I think it's a good thing. And I really do, at least in text, agree with a lot of this bill. However, I am concerned. I am concerned about, private platforms having this level of legal, government overreach done upon them. Because this is, in many respects, could be considered government overreach. In many cases, this would be considered, it would be like, so legally, here in America, to be found guilty of committing a crime, the evidence that the prosecution gathers legally has to be obtained in a certain way, right? Cops aren't allowed to break into your house in the middle of the night while they're off duty, grab the murder weapon that you have stored in your drawer, and then, like, bring that to the station and say, hey, I got the murder weapon, you know? Like, I got John Smith's murder. Like, that's not allowed to happen. You're not allowed to do that, okay? There's certain evidence that just isn't admissible in court for a variety of reasons. It could be hearsay. It could be the way the evidence was gathered, if it was unlawful. Generally, if you're going to search someone's place, you got to get a warrant, okay? And the problem is, and the same thing goes for searching somebody's phone right now. If somebody let's say I accuse Nick Fuentes of having child porn on his phone, okay? The police can't then go and just take his phone and search it. The police would have to get a search warrant for his phone to look inside of it and everything. That is how it would be done legally, right? And any evidence not found through that would probably be, and then of course there are no-knock warrants, I think, as well, or if that's a thing. But there are certain barriers that evidence has to, like, go upon, right? And if these platforms are legally required by the government to hand over that evidence immediately, essentially you could argue that that these platforms have become a hand of the government in that respect, and then Twitter would need a warrant just to provide that information to the government, or it would be unlawful. You could actually make that argument. This was the cost of losing net neutrality. What was this? Verizon violates net neutrality, throttles California Fire Department amid statewide disaster. Holy shit. Wait, really? Oh my god. I'll have to check that out later. Thank you for sending me that Humanist Report thingy. Yeah, basically it's a video by the Humanist Report talking about Verizon violating net neutrality and throttling the California Fire Department amid a statewide disaster during all those wildfires. Yeah, fuck. Makes sense. Okay, guess they did do what they were gonna do. Okay, like that's funny though, because when you look at like the worry that you saw online about the net neutrality getting revoked, it was all about how like memes are gonna go extinct and YouTube is gonna go away and whatever. When in reality, how it ended up getting used is like corporations using it to uphold their monopolies. You know. Just corporations using the non-existence of net neutrality anymore to uphold their monopolies. Because, you know, YouTubers, when they talk about stuff like this, overblow it like crazy. I'm really, like I said, I don't want to end up overblowing this thing, which is why I'm being so, chill with my messaging about it. I feel like I've given you all the information you guys need to form your own opinion. I'm just going to go ahead and say, reading through all of this, I'm not sure if I'm too into it. It seems like it could lead to some pretty dangerous places. As big as I am in favor of some of the things this bill would do, I am concerned about where it could lead. I am pretty concerned about where it could lead. I am. Net neutrality wasn't overblown? Well, I mean overblown in a different sense, right? Like it wasn't overblown in its importance. It was overblown as in like people said it's going to make memes extinct and YouTube's going to like not work anymore. Like they're just going to throttle YouTube into nothing. It was their criticisms were these really shallow, childish like conceptions of what would happen, what these corporations would do without net neutrality, rather than like what they would actually do, a realistic view, which is they're going to use it to uphold their monopolies, you know, and to make more money, right? No one said that. Tons of people said it, Lonnie. I spent that whole era of the internet just binge watching videos about it because I was so freaked out about it. I think the Patriot Act is underblown. True. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, ringing the bell icon, following my social media. You guys know what to do. It's all linked down below. And of course, if you want to support me financially to actually like really help out the channel for real, you guys can donate, subscribe, or gift a sub over on my website, xanderhal.com/live. Support me over on YouTube, Twitch, through Streamlabs in the form of a media share or a TTS donation, or if you're super based, you can buy some merch, link down below, or even pledge me on Patreon. With all that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again later. Have a good one. Nice segment. Good segment. Like the stream. Yeah, YouTubers like tend to like the vast majority of normie YouTubers have a pretty childish sense of the world, I find.
Welcome
very
to
often.
dude.
Like cuz when your whole life is on the internet, you start to think that the world is that like people think and behave the same way as on the internet. And I don't know, I've just found that like when you watch YouTubers talk about that kind of stuff, they end up like predicting the end of memes rather than like a realistic scenario that corporations would do with those protections being removed. Are we still going to be doing a Peacemaker watch party tonight? There is only one new episode out. I think I might be watch partying Peacemaker in private with Ethan. Maybe we'll do it in the Discord. We'll do a watch party of Peacemaker with Ethan in the Discord and just catch up all the way to episode 7 because the season finale is in a few days. It's on Thursday. So that's pretty fucking pog. Golden Goat, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $5 Redinos. Says, forgot to hit auto renew. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. That puts us at 135. Guys, I got bad news. We only have one segment left. in the stream. Babe finished the last episode of them. There's not one last episode. There's one episode coming out. The final episode comes out next week of the season, and then there's a new episode that came out on Thursday that we haven't watch partied yet that I've seen. And so I might do a watch party of it with Ethan because he hasn't seen the show yet. So we'll watch through it from episode 1 to episode 7, so that we do catch up on the new episode, and also so Ethan gets to see it. All right, guys, listen up. Hey, Lonnie, I'm actually really hungry again. Can you make me another parfait? They're pretty healthy, so I mean, I imagine it can't be too bad to eat like a bunch of those in a day, but you made me a parfait earlier, and it was really good. Holy shit, wait. Vosh is live right now, and I still have 400 viewers. Jesus. That's Pog. Thank you guys for sticking around. I appreciate it. Speaking of which, 400 viewer haver Andy, got to go ahead and run an ad break over on Twitch Reno. If you're not subbed over there, guys, you better go sub because it is time for an ad break, I think. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Enjoy that 1 minute ad break, guys. Yogurt, healthy? It's just like random, like just vanilla yogurt with some like nuts and fruit in it. Do a segment on Hightail? How about you do a segment on my fat cock? No, but for real though. We're actually going to be doing a pretty fun segment. Top of the hour every hour. All right. Long ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I did a video. Actually, I didn't do a video. I actually got called out by an individual by the name of WillyMacShow, who I believe, and I still don't know if it's a meme or not, I believe is going to be the new host of Drama Alert. Thank you, Font Knight. I believe is going to be the new host of Drama Alert when Keemstar retires, like fully, like goes through with his entire retirement. I'm pretty sure WillyMacShow is the person set to replace him, though I may be wrong. Anyway, WillyMac made a call-out video on me, or I guess wanted to debate me. I don't remember the exact line of events, but what I do remember is that I ended up debating WillyMacShow on Augie RFC and Bo Black's show. They had together their like podcast live stream type thing they did together, and I ended up debating him. And let's just say, Augie and Bo Black's and Nick Diorio's audiences weren't exactly on my side at the start of the debate, and even they agreed that I won the debate. WillyMacShow unironically argued that having the take that we should bring back slavery isn't a political statement, and just had some really cringe memes come out of it. But I've always been of the opinion that I don't think WillyMacShow is a bad guy. I think he had some dumb political takes during our debate, but I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's like a Nazi or even a conservative necessarily. I haven't seen enough of him to even know if he's a conservative. I just think he's had some like pretty bad political opinions in the past. And you know what? The guy's made some good content. I'm subbed to him for a reason. Guy's made some good videos. I've had people comment on my debate with him. Oh man, I can't believe I got unsub from this guy now. I really like his videos. I'm like, you don't have to unsub from him because I beat him in a debate. He makes good videos. You can keep watching his videos. You don't have to like unsub from him just because I won a debate against him. Like you can still like his content. Like what the fuck? Like some of you guys legitimately will like base whether or not you can watch a streamer or a YouTuber anymore and whether or not they won or lost a debate. You guys really have to stop doing that, okay? Just because WillyMacShow lost a debate with me does not mean that he's like a bad dude or his content isn't worth watching or you should unsubscribe. Matter of fact, he recently, just 6 days ago, put out a brand new video in which, just judging off the thumbnail and title, although I've only seen the first like 30 seconds of it, seems pretty fucking based. It's called The Quartering, the Anti-SJW SJW Content Audit. 17 minutes long, not too big, but I haven't seen it yet. And you know what? If WillyMacShow is acting based, okay, I saw the first 51 seconds of it, okay? That is the extent to my cheating on this segment, okay? I've seen the first 51 segments of it. Besides that, it seems pretty based. And if WillyMacShow is coming out and he's having base takes, then far be it from me to not engage in positive reinforcement and compliment him for having good takes. So let's see what his thoughts are.
Hello, Teabags, and welcome back.
Oh, I forgot to put on my headset. Sorry, guys. And that volume is very loud. Whew.
Back to another episode of the Willie Mac Show. Today is a big day because we're going to be talking about an even bigger neckbeard than me. Yes, we're going to be talking about the quartering, aka
Oh,
Jeremy.
wait, I don't have a neckbeard right now. Inside, and all I see are demons.
Quartering is a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers.
I
His content
try
revolves mostly
to
around
hide.
anti-SJW
It's a good song.
videos. In fact, I like to call him the anti-SJW SJW. Now, I could make a video talking about how hypocritical he is. He's the kind of guy that would complain about old tweets being brought up to cancel people when he's done the exact same thing. I could talk about how lazy and brain dead his content is. He just sits there and reads articles, doing no extra research. Like when he uploaded a video about how a primary school apparently had litter boxes in the bathrooms for students that identified as cats.
There's stories swirling all over the internet about a Michigan school allegedly putting litter boxes in their bathrooms for students who identify as cats or who are, I guess, furries in the school. Now, of course,
What?
they deny these claims, and we'll have to leave it up to you to figure out who's telling the truth here.
Bro, you're the
What?
one making the video. How is it up to me to figure out the truth? The school says it isn't the case. There's been no evidence of this being the case. So why pretend like it is? It's so lazy. Jeremy's content is so lazy, he will have a sponsorship to read for a video and accidentally cut it off halfway through reading it, ending the video early.
Use code The Quartering at checkout at Meta PCs. I know I'll be getting myself a brand new one before the.
Oh my god, what?
Do they get half
Wait,
their money
no
back since
shot.
you only read half their sponsorship? The quartering's the type of guy that'll say something in a video. that
No
could be
shot.
interpreted as
Wait, oh my god, this is fucking vicious, dude. Oh my god. I sent you that video, remember Xanderhal? Oh, did I? Oh, that's funny, Lonnie. Like, wait, hold on. Low key though, this is a pretty good takedown video already. 2 minutes in on with Willie Mac, like already he's brought up some like pretty inarguable criticisms that like, oh, these kind of sting. He's going hard already. God damn.
racist or homophobic, and he'll catch himself, but he'll just forget to edit it out. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody start a sentence with, "It's not a false equivalency," and then realize by the end he just made a false equivalency.
It's not a false equivalency. My entire point is simple. Change one word. Imagine me saying, hey, I just started exclusivelygames.com. I'm only hiring white people, straight white males, because, I mean, the entire industry is full of, LGBT or women.
Wait, holy based on Willie Mac's part. Wait, I think this is like implicitly Willie Mac like pointing out that like when Jordan Peele, I think it is, that makes like he's like starting his own. Holy shit! Thank you. He's starting his own like cinematic universe right now. He's making a new movie called Nope. It's I forget what his name is. He makes good movies. What's his name? He directs them and writes them. He was on Key and Peele. I forget which one. I don't associate their names with their faces. I just think Key and Peele, and I watch the sketches. It was Jordan Peele. Okay, cool. Wait, hold on. So the first movie he made was Get Out, and then the second movie he made was Us, and then the next movie is Nope. Is he like doing like? Is he making a sentence with these movie titles? Get Out, Us, Nope. What's the next one gonna be? Is he actually like forming a sentence? If he is, that would be pretty funny. The next is just gonna be Among Us. Okay, listen. All right. Basically, this is WillyMacShow actually pointing out that when Jordan Peele really like mostly just hires like mostly POC actors for his movies, because he sees it as like a way to sort of fight against the lack of representation of POC and whatnot in the movie industry. And then the quartering tries to draw an equivocation having only white men in movies and realize it's not true. Like implicitly, this is Willie Mac saying like defending that, which I think is pretty cool. Looks like Willie Mac's politics are probably just like I unironically think Willie Mac probably just had like a little bit of an off day with that one debate. I feel like from what I've seen of him, at least, generally since that debate, his politics haven't been that disagreeable. I don't know what was up with that debate, but like generally he seems pretty pretty much fine as far as his politics go, especially watching this video.
No, I guess that wouldn't be a fair equivalency.
No shit, you should have edited that out. Now I could make a 4-hour video on just how flimsy and weak this guy's principles are. He's a walking, talking hypocrite, but if you watched as many quartering videos as I have, you already know that Jeremy doesn't give a shit about his principles. So why should I? Instead, I'm just gonna make a video about how much of a loser he is.
I love hentai. I need hentai in my life. All day, I love hentai. I need hentai in my life.
Jeremy likes cartoons, maybe a little bit more than most people. He was angry about a remake of She-Ra.
For those of you that don't know,
Ooh.
this is the original She-Ra.
This is a classic
How
one.
She-Ra probably should look. Let's take a look at the original beauty from the 80s.
Yo, what the fuck?
Notice that it went from a princess, right? Because that was okay back in the 80s, femininity, you know, it was okay for women to be women. Nowadays, that's different, right? We want all of our women to be androgynous or male-like. And notice now all of a sudden she's an orphan. Why? Who knows?
Because it's a reboot.
Yes, that's right. On the left is the new She-Ra. She-Ra. And here is old She-Ra.
This image that they always tossed around of this character, I always thought this looked like really bizarre because like there was an edit. There was an edit that somebody did of this image of the She-Ra character where they took away the long hair and were like, look, this character is basically a dude, right? Just with long hair. And then someone tried to make like that claim. But then like this one image of the show, which was the only thing that was out at the time of that show really, which is what everyone got mad about. Then the show came out and like, I'm pretty sure she doesn't look exactly like this in the show. Like, I'm pretty sure they change up her design a little bit. Like it's not more sexualized or anything, but I think like, if I remember from like more images I've seen of the show and response videos I've had to make, like I'm pretty sure this isn't like, I'm pretty sure she looks a bit more feminine in the show when it fully releases, you know, just like generally. Because like I'm pretty sure this character is supposed to be underage, but like I'm pretty sure they just make her look more feminine like in the show. This is like some concept art or something they dropped.
I don't know if you notice anything here, but that's a man.
Is it just because she doesn't have big tits, Jeremy? Is that why?
That's a man. That is...
Okay, yeah, this is the image that I saw. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is the image I was talking about, where somebody, like, drew the same, like, format, but without the long hair or whatever, or, like, edited out the long hair. Yeah, it's really fucking weird how he, like, thirsts, like, over the fact that she's not sexualized, being an underage character and what have you. But, like, even in the first place, like, you can just make fun of him for the fact that, like, this isn't really representative of her final character model, really, in the show. Like, at least what I've like seen of it, she seems like quite a bit more feminine in the show than this art depicted.
She-Ra's body? That is a She-Ra action.
Not that there would be anything wrong with it in the first place, but it's just funny that the quartering is so wrong that even if he was right about the character design looking that way, he's still wrong. He's still wrong. Like, on every premises. That's what's so funny about it.
Figure.
Yeah, it's definitely about the titties. I don't really understand because didn't he say the remake was about an orphan girl? And he's mad over the boobs? He then posted a big titty hentai picture on Twitter captioned "Cope." I saw this and I was trying to understand, I'm trying to rationalize in my head, and I thought, you know what, maybe if I really liked a show growing up when I was a kid, and then they remade it with all these changes, I would be upset too. But then he says he never even really liked the show that much.
He-Man was my jam when I was young, and She-Ra obviously not really, other than, you know, my sister, you know, likes She-Ra.
Then why the fuck do you care? It just makes me think you jerk off to cartoons.
But, I mean...
I don't know if he's going to include it. God damn. Oof. Sheesh. Okay, one thing I will say is the quartering regularly does this little bit at the start of some of his videos where it's like it'll be him. Like, okay, so let's say Brie Larson. Hey, look, they're Captain Marvel's on the screen. There we go. Let's say Brie Larson sneezes. Okay, she sneezed on camera. Okay, horrible sin for someone to engage in. The quartering has to make a video about it. He'll start that video with like a little bit where it's him seeing the art, like seeing it come up on Twitter, and he's like realizing that happened, and then it's him opening a new tab and Googling how much it costs to buy like a brand new below ground swimming pool. And that'll be like the start of his little, because he does a little bit where it's like he's being self-aware about being a grifter and just doing it for the money. Yeah, he's acknowledged it several times.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna
Amplitory too. Thanks for the Prime sub on Twitch, by the way.
I'm definitely gonna pleasure myself to this picture later. So joke's on you. Joke's on you.
No, Jeremy, the joke is definitely still on you.
But you wonder what little girls,
Okay,
if they are viewing this and it's sold to them as like this female empowerment thing and all that, what do they have to look up to? And you wonder what the young men's generation, the young men of this day, are going to have to look forward to in women.
Absolutely nothing. They should all just kill themselves because She-Ra doesn't have tits.
True.
You've always been in my life.
Jeremy is the most woke YouTuber I know. He talks more about LGBT, race, and diversity than any other creator. My favorite take from Jeremy is when he talks about diversity in Apex Legends. Extreme wokeness in Apex Legends proves SJWs are
Agender
wrong
robots.
about gamers. Okay, Jeremy, tell me about this extreme wokeness.
If you want
Here
me
comes
to
the agender
get
robots
real here on a Friday, I don't think that it was a mistake that when you look at the Legends roster and
Here
you
it
have
comes.
a non-binary character, a gay Pacific Islander, a black female with pink hair, a robot that's agender or something like that. You have
Just
a
a robot.
female and another female.
We got a female and another female. That's 3 females in one genderless robot? Dude, the politics this game is pushing is way too much. It's way too woke for me.
Wait, dude. WillyMacShow's actually based, dude. Wait. WillyMac, if you're down to like come on, if you see this, maybe you will. Like, if you're down to come on stream at some point and like have like a more updated political discussion, like, I feel like it'll go a lot better and way more productively than our last one did. If you want to have like a more updated conversation, because I feel like a lot of what I was discussing in that video was about how content like the quarterings can sort of push people further to the right. And the fact that WillyMac is willing to make a lot of these criticisms tells me that like I think he might maybe agree with me at least a little bit more than he previously did now, because at the very least, it feels like at least some of these criticisms acknowledge that the quartering's content, despite its broad apolitical appeal, can help to move people more towards the right. And that is something that the quartering tries to do.
Jeremy, I got a solution for you, man. We get somebody, they could mod the game for you, put some big old titties on that robot. You can get big titty robot for Apex Legends.
And you have, again, just going to put this out there, the only outwardly straight white male being fat and bearded, also behind a paywall.
Oh, no way.
Also not true. You're just bad, Jeremy. You're just bad at Apex. Do you guys want to know how good at Apex I was? Honestly, it would have been around the time when the quartering released this video. I killed the best Wraith player in the world at the time on video, and it was footage in my very first political video. Do you guys remember my video about Notch going off the deep end? In that video, I killed 100 Thieves Lifted, who at the time was the best Wraith player in the world, and he was playing Wraith. I wiped him and his whole team. Go back to my very first video. Notch has gone off the deep end. Watch the part where it's in the desert. It's kind of like a deserty area kind of the map, and I'm approaching a house, and I'm using the scout, and I'm shooting at people, and I run into the house, and I kill everybody in there. That's when I kill him. His name in the game is 100T_lifted. He was the best player at the time, and I fucking wiped the floor with him first week the game came out. And it was like, in footage, I was just recording just because I wanted some high kill footage for like the background of some political video I was making, my very first political video. I was like, I'm gonna make a political video. Let's play Apex Legends. I'm pretty good at this game. I feel like I can get a high kill game in it, and it'll look good for the video. And then I played it, and I got like a 12 kill game. And in that game, I killed like I squad wiped like some of the best players in the world. It was pretty dope. I was really good at Apex, dude. If instead of like around the time I started playing Apex, I could have either become a pro Apex player or gone for the politics thing. Those could have been my two options. I went for the politics thing, and I'm kind of glad that I did because Apex fucking died. So it's a really good thing I didn't pursue becoming a pro Apex player because I could have been. I was so fucking good at that game. The second I started playing it, I feel like I just had like a natural talent at it. I was like getting 5-kill games my first like few games playing it. Like I like won a ridiculous amount of games in that game. Yeah. I came back to it recently, but since I stopped playing it, obviously everyone's like gotten better than me. But when it first dropped, I was ridiculously good at that game.
Jeremy's in Apex.
So I say that because you don't have to buy this character. You can get him just by playing normally, I'm pretty sure. At least you could back when the game dropped.
Legends? People have it dead wrong about Jeremy. I've seen people call him homophobic in the past, sexist, but they forget when Marvel announced their new superhero Valkyrie was going to be LGBT, Jeremy was very supportive, tweeting, "I am here for it. I want full on, full nude, hardcore lesbian sex. No cutaways to sunset. It's gotta be sweaty, slippery, lesbian intercourse with the lights fully on, multiple times throughout the movie. If Disney doesn't do this, then they don't care about inclusion." Well,
okay. To be fair, that sounds good to me, but also, I think DC might end up doing this before Disney, okay? Like guys, I'm not shitting you guys. In the new DC show, Peacemaker, you see full frontal pussy. Multiple times. Full frontal pussy. Full frontal pussy, it's great. If we're getting that anytime soon in superhero media, it's gonna be DC before it's Marvel.
Well, if you ever wondered what kind of porn Jeremy watches, there you go.
Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia. I'll be making fucking dough in the pizzeria.
I didn't expect this to be a slide when I started making this video, but at this point I know too much. We know he jerks off to cartoons, lesbian superheroes, and potentially gendered video game robots. But did you know he had a fetish? During a live stream, he accidentally showed his recent search history, and forced cream pie was the first thing that popped up. I wasn't really sure what that was, so I put it in Google, and a bunch of rape fetish porn popped up. I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do with that information, but since
The implication of forced cream pies is when you make it's when the girl doesn't want you to nut in her pussy, but yeah, it's rape. It's when you nut. It's rape. It's a rape fetish. Okay, doesn't mean that the quartering is like a rapist, but it definitely seems to indicate that he's got a rape fetish. Yeah, he's definitely got a rape fetish. Hey, listen, that's the only thing we don't know though is. We don't know if he was looking up forced cream pie on women or men getting forced cream pied. That's what we need to find out, because he only searched forced cream pie. He didn't search whether or not he was looking to see men or women get forced cream pied. So frankly, it could be either.
I'm forced to live with it, you should be too. So congratulations.
You're so fucking ugly and your face is
fucking foul. Jeez, you're so fucking loud. You should shut your fucking mouth.
Jeremy cares a lot about
that song.
looks. He cares a lot about how his cartoons look, and he cares a lot about how his women look. Famously, he made fun of the way Megan Fox looks.
I stand by that. Megan Fox had way too much plastic surgery, and she looks like a cement face, in my opinion.
Yeah,
The
well,
fuck?
in my opinion.
Yeah, let's be real, okay? Listen, I think that there's a time and a place for personal insults, but like you have to, yeah, it is the best Pink Guy. Shut the fuck up is the best Pink Guy song. But like you got to be careful throwing bricks from glass houses, Jeremy. Sorry, buddy. Listen, hit the gym, shave up a little bit, get a haircut, a little better hygiene. Maybe you can drop those insults, okay? But not for a hot minute, okay?
Being a sexist asshole is one thing, and that's not okay. But let's not pretend for a second that being attractive, male or female, doesn't put you on easy mode for things like Twitch and YouTube. Well, I have to commend the core.
Okay. There is actually an ounce of truth to this, but he's using this logic for like a really dumb argument, okay? Okay. Being attractive, male or female, does absolutely, I wouldn't say puts you on easy mode, but gives you some level of an advantage at the very least, okay? Listen, all right? WillyMacShow even is a good-looking guy. Listen, all right? Even if he's not your type, WillyMacShow is certainly not an unattractive guy, okay? I think he could probably do pretty well in the dating scene if he was out there dating. I don't know if he is. I don't know his personal life, but he's not a bad-looking dude, right? I don't think I'm a bad-looking dude, okay? Like, but being attractive, or at the very least not being unattractive, conventionally speaking, gives you some level of an advantage. Especially if you're a woman on the internet. Being an attractive woman on the internet does give you an extra bit of an advantage, even to being an attractive guy on the internet, because unfortunately, and this I think is a product of sexism. I think a lot of feminists would say that this is a product of sexism. Women have sort of been given, women being attractive in our society, unfortunately, almost acts as like that is like, in and of itself, like a virtue in your like point for you, right? Like a personality trait almost. That could count positively for you. And I would argue it's a product of sexism, but it does exist, and you could argue that it privileges women online. And I think that's a real criticism that you can make, or maybe not a real criticism, a real observation you can make. I just don't think the quartering is making that observation.
It's not okay.
Also, Pokimane doesn't wear 6 pounds of makeup, okay? As far as, like, women wearing makeup goes, Pokimane is probably on the lighter side. Like most women I know that wear makeup put on like elegant eyeliner and shit, and like lipstick that like actually like puts like contour and shit. Like she doesn't really go that deep into the makeup thing. Like she seems to really like she doesn't really do anything that changes up the foundation of her face. Like if you see her face with makeup and without it, she looks the same. It's just her skin's a little bit less clear. Like she puts on makeup that makes her skin less, like more clear, and her eyebrows a bit more darker, and like her lips stand out. She doesn't do anything to change up her face shape or anything like that. I've seen the pictures of her without makeup. Like she doesn't really do much that changes the shape of her face. Like that really misleads you on how she looks. If you've seen a woman without makeup before, you should be able to look at Pokimane and know what she would look like without makeup. Like that, like once you lose your virginity and you've been with a few women that wear makeup, especially if you've ever seen them wear makeup or talked to them about it, you start to understand like what a woman looks like when she isn't wearing makeup more realistically. And like dudes like the quartering apparently aren't quite there yet.
But let's not pretend for a second that being attractive, male or female, doesn't put you on easy mode for things like Twitch and YouTube. Well, I have to commend the quartering because his looks definitely don't put him in easy mode. In fact, I'm sure it makes it very, very hard for him.
He is playing on hard mode in that respect.
There's a reason she wears 6 pounds of makeup, and it's not because she wants to. Bro,
Oh, wait, really? Wait, our forced cream pie is when the girl forces the dude to cream pie, not the other way around? Jeremy is a sub confirmed? Wait, that's actually like my nightmare. My nightmare is that like I'm fucking a girl and she's secretly been doing like thigh exercises for months, and she just fucking puts me in a death lock when I'm about to nut. That's my nightmare. Listen, okay, if that ever happens, all right? Listen, if a girl ever puts me in a death lock like with her legs when I'm about to nut, she's going flying across the room, and I'm going to jail for it probably, okay? Because I'm not having children. I'm not playing. Yeah, more like forced child support. That should be the name of the fetish. Yeah, I'm really into forced child support. That could be the name of that fetish. Yeah, I'm sorry. If a woman ever does that to me, she's going flying, all right?
You try to own people by tweeting out hentai. Shut the fuck up. Help! 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 The quartering isn't exactly the coolest YouTuber out there. One time his wife left his drunk ass in the basement while she went and got pizza for herself, and he was molding the whole time.
My wife went out for pizza without me, and I'm angry about it. So I'm going to win this round.
This is when he pissed. This is when he pissed.
If I don't win this round, I'm going to pee in my own basement.
And he doesn't mean pee in the basement bathroom. Oh, no. See,
pee
he's
in the
mad
drain.
at his wife, so he's going to pee on the basement floor.
I don't have a toilet down here. All I have is a drain in the floor. I feel like we're going to have to use it, though. Get up!
God, he was so drunk. He was so drunk. Oh, he was so fucking wasted, dude.
Oh my God. I just peed in my basement. No.
Actually, though, if he owned it, I'd respect him a lot more. Honestly, like, I wouldn't be too opposed to having a piss drain installed right in the middle of the floor here, you know? Just like a nice little piss drain. You just piss right in the drain, a little hose, you know, just spray the little area there with the hose, you know, afterwards, and, you know, it drains out, and you got your little piss drain, you know? You never have to go to the bathroom when you gotta pee. You just take a little quick piss drain. If he owned it and said, yeah, I got a piss drain. What, you walk all the way upstairs and go to the bathroom? Yeah, fuck you, I piss in my drain. If he owned it, I'd respect it, okay? All he'd have to do is own it, and I would respect it.
Not in the kitty litter. Just in the drain. In the drain.
She just fucking
Jeremy is probably
farted.
my favorite character.
Did you hear that fucking fart, dude? Listen to it.
No, not in the kitty litter. Just in the drain. In the drain.
Rips
Jeremy
ass.
is probably my favorite character arc on his channel. He wants to upload a video completely shit-faced.
This platform is crumbling from the inside out, and they have
Holy shit, look at his camera flicker.
creators.
And they have abandoned creators.
I feel so powerless. More and more creators are reaching out to me who are being taken advantage of by people promising to be sponsors, and then they get their channel stolen, their livelihood stolen, and I can't do anything about it.
And I can't do I can't do it.
To be fair, he was raising awareness about an important issue at that time where there was like scammers pretending to be sponsored channels, scamming people and getting their like login credentials, if I remember that correctly. That was like good thing to raise awareness about, but the Cordon will basically cover whatever's in the news, like, and getting talked about because he knows it'll make money. So he wasn't like raising awareness of this out of his goodwill or like the kindness of his heart. He was doing it because he knew it would make money. And I guess he got drunk beforehand, so he could really play up the sad, like, upset virtue signaling aspect of his video. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Anything about it.
I make these videos, I make another video, I ask you all to please like it and share it, and tag you YT creators on Twitter. Please do that with this one too, because it's literally the only freaking thing I can do. Nothing. Nothing.
It's okay, Jeremy. I still appreciate your efforts, man. The Quartering is someone who's very proud of himself when he helps somebody out. He once what looks like drove himself home drunk from the bar and then posted a video to Twitter making himself emotional about how great he is.
Is he an alcoholic?
I'm so proud of all of you. What good is a platform if you can't do good with it?
Yeah, this guy's wasted in the driver's seat of a car.
I fucking love all of you. Fuck all the haters. For as much
Oh God, he
drama
is.
milking as I do, we do.
And he's like
so
drunk.
Much more good.
Jeremy, how can you see how much
He's
good
like
you're
drunk.
doing when you can't even keep both your eyes open?
And it has absolutely nothing to do with me, and everything to do with all.
He's
of
not
you.
buzzed. He's not buzzed.
Seriously?
Oh, chat. My mom got me a present for Christmas. A little late Christmas present. Do you want to know what she got me? A pocket breathalyzer. Which means we could potentially do a drinking stream sometime down the road where I can literally do a breathalyzer test to show how drunk I am. I don't know when we'll do it, but it's got to be for some special occasion or event or something. But yeah, I got a pocket breathalyzer. It's about the size of my hand. I just blow into it for about 30 seconds, and then it puts my blood, like my alcohol content up on the thing, and I can show it to the stream and tell you guys exactly how drunk I am. On Valentine's Day? Oh, do you want to do it then? That could be fun. How about that? How about that? Because on Valentine's Day, me and Lonnie are actually going to be doing a stream together where we review the 1v2 debate I did against the horny police, if you remember that. It's probably my favorite debate. We're going to get a little bit of alcohol and probably drink during that. And we're going to be on stream reviewing it together, and we're going to drink. And we'll use the breathalyzer to show exactly like how drunk each of us get. That could be fun. That'd be a fun little thing. So yeah, look forward to that on Valentine's Day.
Thank you for making me look better than I really am.
You still look like shit.
Vagina. Chicks and weak men with
Jeremy is
vaginas.
very soft. He once nuked his entire Twitter because people were making fun of his dumb tweets so much. Where did all my tweets go? I am changing my approach to Twitter. Fewer tweets, fewer fights, and more chonky dog and cat photos. This is about taking responsibility and taking action. I am very close to leaving Twitter altogether, but I think...
You know what I did to make Twitter more pleasant for me? I got an add-on that just lets you block a person in one click by just clicking a button on their tweet. And so when I see someone say some dumb shit that pisses me off,
Welcome to capitalism, Medusa.
even if it's not about me, I just hit that button and my Twitter timeline gets a little bit better. Simple as that. I don't make a big deal about it. I don't cry about it and say, oh, I'm going to leave Twitter or whatever. That shit's fucking cringe, okay? Don't do that.
this will help. So many positive comments in here, but also loads of cancer too. Just proves I was right to do this. You sound like as big of a snowflake as the people you criticized. Jeremy has the amazing talent of turning things around into making himself look like the victim. He's the ultimate SJW. He once tried to cancel a fellow Magic the Gathering creator named Talarian College for saying it sounds like you traded up when replying to someone losing a follower on Twitter. Jeremy then makes a whole video saying how the guy supports political violence. Because of that one tweet, people then started calling the professor a Nazi, which upset him because he's Jewish. When the professor explained why that offended him, because he had family who died in the Holocaust, Jeremy immediately twisted into making himself the victim.
I received so many comments about Nazis and the Holocaust and my being one and what I'm doing. And, you know, most of my family died in concentration camps.
Did you just evoke concentration camps to strengthen your video about mean tweets?
No.
Shut the fuck up, you little virtue signaling pussy. What a pussy move, dude. Oh my fucking god. Dude, this is like, can you imagine if, like, I actually, no, I can't even come up with a hypothetical as ridiculous as what the quartering is like even attempting to reference here. He really is just that insane. Oh, you remember that one thing where someone said fuck Hitler and he quote tweeted it and said there you have it, yikes.
Oh, he's saying why he's not a Nazi. Only Jeremy could twist it this way.
And, you know, most of my family died in concentration camps.
What?
After the professor is done explaining how his family went through the Holocaust, Jeremy then makes a oven joke about roasting the professor.
I don't want to do... All right, fine, hold on. Looks like we're gonna have to roast the professor.
Very based. Jeremy...
Oh, and it was so slow, too. There was no, like... He didn't even try to do any, like, comedic timing or, like, editing or, like, the... Like, he really could have just edited it so he really quickly put the sunglasses on and then it immediately cut to the CSI Miami intro thing. Like, he really could have just done it. Like, he could have actually made that joke and at least stuck the landing on it, but his delivery was dog shit. Like, you don't even have to attack the anti-Semitism, guys. You don't even have to go after the anti-Semitism. Just go after how fucking horrible his delivery was, okay? That alone should give, honestly, death sentence for that. The death penalty for failing a joke that hard. It's a crime to comedy.
He's made tweets, videos, trying to cancel Hassan and Ethan for laughing at COVID deaths when he's done the exact same thing. I don't know if Jeremy actually cares about anything he says or if he just does it all for the grift. I'm going with the latter. Dude's a shill.
Why can't we get along? Why can't we get along? Why can't we get along?
What can one say about Jeremy? Well, they can say he's a grifter, how his content is low effort, how hypocritical he is, but most importantly, Jeremy's sentimental. I made some tweets pointing out the hypocrisy of his brand, and as you might be able to guess, he took offense to it. Actually, he took no offense to it. It didn't bother him at all. He wanted to show how little it bothered him by quote tweeting it several times and arguing with as many people as possible about how little it bothered him. He then leaked DMs of me from 2 years ago showing that I complimented him for helping out another YouTuber with something. I don't really remember what it was, but it seemed like it meant a lot to him, and I don't want to be the guy to take that away. I told him to clutch it, hang on to it, frame it on your wall. You will remember this as the before time. He then reiterated that he doesn't care and said, wish you the best, kid. I don't want any bad blood between me and Jeremy. That's why I'm extending the peace offer by giving him this. Yes, my DMs from 2 years ago framed. And unlike his tweet, I actually went through the effort of including the date. So
hey, that was the year when me and
your address, your
that was when me and Willie Mac debated.
Right away. Shout out to the Patreon homies: Hellison, Phoebes, Crimson Glass, Zombie Fox, Riveter, Lechke.
Hey, you know what? Listen, Willie Mac, I think his politics have probably changed a little bit since our debate. It seems that way, considering the fact that he was on good terms with Jeremy back when we had that debate, and now he's very much not and having these criticisms. I feel like his politics have possibly changed or evolved a little bit, redeemed. I don't like that language. Don't do that. Don't do that. That sounds very infantilizing to me, and almost like, or not to me, towards Willie Mac, and almost like a little bit too deifying towards me. It's a little bit cringe. Don't say he was redeemed or anything. I think he's just probably grown as a person, and his politics have probably evolved a little bit. This is just something that happens with age, and as you get older and time passes, your politics change a little bit. You grow up. It's natural. It's complete. I've done it, especially since then. You grow up, your politics change, and you get better at things, generally. You hope, at least. And it seems like that's probably happened. And honestly, I support WillyMacShow and his endeavors. In fact, I will go as far as to turn on the bell icon even on his channel, because I do like his content, and I'm excited to see him take the helm of Drama Alert. I actually do think that if he's going to be the new host of Drama Alert, then Drama Alert's in better hands than Keemstar's. I definitely think that WillyMacShow, if this is like a glimpse into what he would be like as a Drama Alert host, if he truly is supposed to be the next host, I don't know if it's a meme or not, then I am happy with Drama Alert being in his hands. That is an upgrade to me. I'll subscribe and become a viewer of Drama Alert if he becomes the new host, frankly. And you know what? He deserves it. He deserves it. He seems like he's making good content. He's grown. I respect the guy. And you know what? Hopefully he's down to come on stream. Definitely check out this video for yourselves, okay? I know I did react to it, and I think while I did turn this 17-minute video into a 40-minute so far reaction, which I'd say is pretty substantial transformative content, I do still encourage you guys to go watch the original video. Please go leave a like, subscribe, send support. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to the video in the chat for you guys. And there we go. YouTube, Twitch, and my website. There you go. So yeah, go like the video, comment, watch it for yourselves. Actually, here's what I want you guys to do. If you're watching this video right now, or you're watching this stream, click that link, go comment down below, and say, Xan said you're based. Just say, Xanderhal said you're based. Just something like that, okay? Do like a positive raid. And comment down below, okay? Like a positive raid, not a negative one. No hate comments, no like weird memes that could be misconstrued as hate comments. Comment positive stuff, like the video, watch it, subscribe, ring the bell icon. I am sending you guys to engage in a positive support raid on Willie Mac. So yeah. Anyway, do not say Squid Game. Don't do that shit. Anyway. With all that said, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. It helps the channel and the stream and the video out a lot. Comment down below if you want to help out the channel and the video too. And of course, if you want to follow my social media, it's all linked down below in the description, of course, including my Instagram, Twitter, fan Discord. And of course, you can also support me financially by buying my merch, including, inspired by Willie Mac himself in the debate we had, my I Was Radicalized by Minecraft shirt. We actually turned a meme he used to make fun of me into a sort of like a channel meme after a while. And so we made it into merch. So go ahead and consider buying that shirt. We've also got tons of other cool merchandise from we got like tank tops and t-shirts and mugs and like hats and all sorts of cool shit. Go click that merch link down below. You can also support me on YouTube through my website, over on Twitch, and of course through Streamlabs and Patreon. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and have a good one. What a good segment. We need Xanderhal thigh highs. I can tell your name is Femboy Lord in my chat. Amplitory too. Thanks for the Prime sub. I really appreciate it. Ink Frog, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 4 months. God damn. Says imagine watching an ad. Weird. Thank you. Or Denim's Weird. Thank you. Tonto New Zealand 46. Thank you for the Prime sub as well. Thank you. Zan, I want to send a media share. How do I know if it's copyright? It doesn't matter if it's copyright. It only matters if it's age restricted. So just open it in incognito mode. If it doesn't let you play it, then you can't send it. But if it lets you play it in incognito tab, then you should be able to play it. Or an incognito window, then you should be able to play it. Adante Asai, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I really appreciate it. Said piss. True. And Fought Night, thank you for the tier 1 sub. That's $5. Said nothing, but I appreciate it. That puts us at 155. We managed to get just over halfway to the Sonic onesie or the Shadow onesie stream today. I'm actually glad that we almost hit it every day, but don't exactly hit it every day, even though it means I make less money, because it keeps the Shadow the Hedgehog onesie special. Because if I was hitting $300 every day and every stream I was wearing it, I feel like it would be a little overboard. So it kind of keeps it as a special occasion when we're really able to get it to 300, you know? Now, like if a juicer drops 200 right at the beginning of the stream, you guys will easily push for the extra 100. Hello, Not Random Beard. How you doing? I noticed you. Smiling Friends Season 1, but it's just scenes with Glep. I don't know if I can watch that. I've been meaning to watch Smiling Friends off stream, though. I'm not going to watch it on stream, but I have been meaning to watch Smiling Friends. Even though Psychic Pebbles, one of the guys behind it, is like a dumb fuck politically. Like he defended JonTron and all that during the JonTron, after the JonTron debate with Destiny, and had some really fucking dumb political takes around that time during the Gamergate era. He seems like he probably just had some dumb political opinions back when everybody kind of had dumb political opinions, unless they really went out of their way to not. That was kind of what it was back then. That's a really good way to describe it. Back in like the Gamergate era, 2014 to 2016 or 2017, everybody had dumb political opinions unless they went out of their way to not. And very few people were going out of their way to not have dumb political opinions at that time. So I don't know. I doubt Psychic Pebbles would stand by most of what he said back then today. At least not as vehemently as he did. Okay, seriously, is there a reason there's no super chat post option? There is. There should be, at least. Watching on the iPad app? Inside Spin, you might have to scroll around a little bit. It should still be there, though. Anyway, still have 288 people watching right now. Speaking of which, going to run a quick cheeky ad on Twitch in 2 minutes and 30 seconds when I can. But first, you know what? Oh, Larry Banks, thanks for the tier 1. Appreciate that. Said, this was a good stream, and remember, the cording should be the quivering. True. True. Thank you. What's that, 160? Do you guys want to react to a little bit of Daily Dose of Internet for a hot minute? Or maybe some fail near-death compilation videos and stuff for like, maybe we can do that for like another half hour before I wrap up stream. Because I don't want to end my stream at like 3 hours solid. It has to be at least 3.5, 3 hours 45, you know? I can't end on a solid 3 hours. That seems like I was trying to like make it be 3 hours, you know? It makes it seem like I wanted to end stream early. And we did 4 segments today, guys. I had a surprise segment. We did 4 segments today. That was pretty good. I promised Cherry I would load them up. Zan, read my suggestion. Xanderhal petition. I can set up a board game thing, and you can get more donos. A board thing game, and I get more donos. Oh, is it basically like, when someone donates, it makes like a thing happen in the board game, or someone can control a movement in a board game? That could be interesting. Xanderhal, I've mentioned this twice or thrice, but if you want to add this to the Earn It segment in editing, here's the ACLU's bit on the act. Ooh. Okay, system faster. This seems to repeat more or less very similar concerns to what were mentioned before. This is like, I don't know if it's worth reading through another 20 paragraphs for like a very similar take, but with a little bit extra on there. Watch a little Daily Dose of Internet? Yeah, I think we'll watch a little Daily Dose of Internet. Oh, Inside Spin, thanks for the $5 super chat. Said, restarted the app and it came back. Enjoyed the stream. Thank you, Inside Spin. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Are you guys enjoying my new stream aesthetic? I actually want to try to buy probably 4 more of those lights behind me. when I get a chance. How expensive were they, Lonnie? If they're not that expensive, you might want to buy them now, because I actually want to set some up to light up this wall now, because this wall behind me is lit up, but the wall to my left isn't lit up, and I need more lights to do that. So I think some lights, 4 more lights would be a really cool, really good investment for the stream setup right now.
Welcome to capitalism, my dude.
Thank you, Inside Spoon. They were in sale when I got them. I'll check. Thank you, baby. All right, enjoy the ad break, Twitch viewers. All right. With that said, let's enjoy a little bit of React Andy, huh? Let's see what's going on. Near death footage. I always love watching near death footage. It's not TOS or anything like that, because no one actually dies in these videos. It's just like people coming really close to hitting, like, it's like someone riding a motorcycle and then like they miss a stop sign, their head misses a stop sign by an inch, you know? And it's like, fuck, he would have died if he'd hit that, you know? So there's nothing actually TOS, it's just very close to being TOS. The Florian Agok, thanks for the tier 1 gift sub to Mika, sent me a link and said, watch this banger. What is this? Whoa, okay, nope, not on Twitch, can't, nope, not on Twitch, can't, not on Twitch. I'm sorry, Florian Agox, I can't on Twitch. Not that, not on Twitch, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, I can't do that on, no, I'm streaming on Twitch today. I'm sorry. That is a no-no, that is a no-no, I'm sorry. Let's enjoy reacting to this for a little bit. Okay. The fuck? Was that like a pole? Was that a pedestrian or a driver, or what was that? It was thin. Oh, is this gonna be a whale? I bet this is a whale. It's gonna be a whale. Whale, like birds circle whales all the time like this. It's gonna be a whale. Yep. Oh my, what, wait, did she get eaten by the whale? What the fuck? They're fish.
Hi there.
What?
As some of you already
Was
know,
it? What is the sponsorship shit? What the fuck? Wait, was that like a whale that? Maybe it was a killer whale or something. Because those were fish, and whales don't eat fish that way. So that could have been dolphins or something. Like that must have been maybe a killer whale, maybe, that like ended up flipping the boat. Fuck. That is terrifying. You do sponsors like this? No, like, how shameless am I allowed to get with sponsors as a leftist figure and it be defensible? Like, would a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship be defensible? I know Denims did one, but like, well, I'm held to different standards than other streamers, so I have to be a little more careful than most streamers have to be, because I'm held to more strict standards than most. I don't know. Be funny about it? Yeah. Did he just fucking shatter his finger? The recoil just fucking smacked his knuckles.
Woo! Yeah!
Okay. This is stupid, I never do this, but so far it seems like he's fine. A little close to the rock on the right. Where are you meant to land here? It's all jagged cliff edges and trees. And water. Where are you meant to land? What if you descend too quickly?
Fucking earth.
Oh, he shot. Oh, that. Wait. No. Wait. I'm wrong about what happened there. It happened so quickly, I didn't even see what happened. He didn't shoot, and then the recoil made him whack his knuckles in his left hand. He shot twice, and he shot once, and then the recoil, when the gun was pointed nearly at his head, he shot twice and nearly shot himself in the head. Holy fuck. It's called bump fire, I think. Sounds about right, yeah. The recoil made him almost shoot himself in the head. See, watch. First shot here. So that's the first shot, and that's the second. You saw it literally shot right past his head. I wouldn't be surprised if the bullet flew between like his like earmuffs in his head, and like flew between them. I wouldn't be surprised if it like threaded the needle there. Holy fuck! He did not have the grip he needed to have on that gun. Were his friends pranking them? It feels like because it was being recorded, this kid like never shot a gun before, and they were like, let's give him something that looks like it's not gonna have a lot of kick, but really does. And he just wasn't and they didn't give him any warning, and it was supposed to be a prank, and they didn't expect that they could have gotten their friend fucking killed. That very well could have been what happened here.
Three, two, one. Woo! Yeah!
Yeah, never judge a gun's recoil by what the gun looks like, okay? Most of the time, ammo is going to be what determines how much kickback a gun is going to have, okay? You can give a very, very surprisingly shitty gun a whole lot of kickback, and a whole like if you put some really strong ammo in it. That's generally what makes the big decisions on that is the ammo you're firing. Okay, what goes wrong here? That's what I want to see. My main concern is I'm not seeing anywhere he could land except for way out there. I don't feel like he's got enough, I don't feel like he's got enough airtime to get out there. Okay, Sodabit, we can't watch that on Twitch, sorry. So far, it seems like he's doing okay. Okay, no, he's descending pretty quick here. It's a little worrying. Oh, well, that actually went a lot better than it could have, actually. If he'd managed to stick the landing on that rock, that could have been a really good landing, you know? Could have been like a superhero landing if he managed to stick that one flat rock he landed on. What is happening? What the fuck? Is there a passenger? Why is he still driving? Stop driving, you piece of shit. You're like killing whoever's in the passenger seat, if there is somebody. There was. Wait, they pulled him out of there was a kid in the passenger seat. Somebody with a kid got out of the car, right? Is that a kid? Or no, two people. What? This video goes fucking hard. Is this a dog fighting a fucking mountain lion now? Okay, I'm sorry. Listen. Mountain lions. I've seen footage. I've seen a lot of snuff videos on the internet. Like when I was in my preteens, I made a mission out of desensitizing myself to death and violence as much as possible because I thought it would make me cool and edgy. And so I just watched a whole lot of real videos of people getting murdered or dying or whatever. And I've seen a lot of videos of people being killed by mountain lions, pumas, just generally wild cats. Do you know how they kill humans? Because they go about it in one of two ways, okay? About 90% of the time, you never know they're coming. All you hear is maybe a few little foot pad beats, and then you're dead because they latch onto the back of your spine and snap your neck, and you're dead before you even know it. That is the best case scenario for death by mountain lion. The other scenario is they go for your genitals and your stomach. Sometimes they go for your genitals and your stomach, and they try to rip you apart that way. Sometimes they go full CBT with it. That's like 10% of the time. Usually they're going for a nice clean kill. Sometimes they play with their food. And I've seen several videos of it going both those ways. So if it's my dog versus a mountain lion, well, for one, I would absolutely die for my dog. So I'd probably try to save my dog. And this would be a case where I'd be like, Lonnie, this is why we'd want to have a gun. In a scenario like this, we'd definitely want to have a gun. I hope the dog's okay. Hopefully the dog listens. Okay, the dog's listening and staying by its owner. That's good. Okay, they scared it off. That's good. Yeah, be loud. That'll usually scare them off if you see it coming. Don't sneak up on wild predators. Most of the time when humans get hurt by wild animals, it's because they snuck up on them, like out in the wild. Never sneak up on a bear or a mountain lion or anything like that. Make noise. And that avalanche fucking... That didn't seem like too bad of an avalanche. Oh, never mind. He is buried. Well, at least you know where he is, right? Is that his ski or is that him? Yeah, so if you're ever caught in an avalanche and you're buried under snow, first thing you're supposed to do is spit. Because when you're buried under snow, you don't know if you're laying down, standing up, laying on your side, or upside down entirely. You don't know. So you start by spitting. And the direction the spit goes will tell you what way you're facing, okay? As gross as it may be. And the next you want to start trying to move your head around, just start wiggling your head a little bit like this to start making an air pocket for you to breathe. There's plenty of oxygen in the snow. You're not going to suffocate in the snow if you make yourself an air pocket. That's not really a concern if you're smart about it. You just start moving very slowly. Don't exert yourself. Very slow, general movements. Start making yourself an air pocket. Now, if you've got your ski pole, if you were skiing like a Chad and not snowboarding like a virgin liberal, if you were skiing like a Chad, you'll have a pole on you, hopefully. Hold on to that fucking thing and make sure you keep the wrist strap on. There's a wrist strap for a reason. You're not supposed to lose it in situations like this. Hopefully it's still in your hand, and hopefully you can poke it out of the snow and mark for your friends and family, if you're not too buried, exactly where you are. Stick both up if you can. Best case scenario is getting both your arms above your head. Once you've done that, you can start pulling yourself up. Same way that you escape a grave if you're buried alive. I also know how to escape a grave if you're buried alive. I'll get into that later, but for now, that's how you get out of an avalanche. And for the love of God, if you're lost out in the wild, don't go anywhere. Wait for rescue. Damn. Would have been cool to be underwater to witness the rock fall in, though. Oh, look at that fucking sailfish. Is that what it's called? That's or swordfish, sailfish, marlin, I think. I don't know what they're called. I think it's a marlin. Oh my god, it's like trying to stab that guy. It's playing chicken with him. Jesus. This is a violent fish. What the fuck? Why is this marlin so angry?
Watch out, watch out.
What is this? Waves?
Oh my gosh.
What is hitting them? Oh, what? Is it a dolphin?
Hold on to that thing.
That has flippers. It's something with flippers for sure. Oh, it's a shark.
Dude, that's like a 9 or 10 footer. That is not.
That's a shark.
7. That's huge.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I'd consider doing this. Like, off of a fairly not too tall cliff, just like parachuting off of it into a big thing of planes, I might do that. If it's like immediately parachute and you're just gliding down. I don't like the sensation of falling, but gliding might feel good. Who knows? That might be the closest to... Not that, but this might be the closest to like skydiving you could ever get me. And not even this course, because I don't like the trees. Why are you getting so low? God, I hate white people. A vending machine is more likely to kill you than a shark? That's true. Though, nonetheless, sharks are still wild animals that must be handled with extreme respect, okay? I tell people all the time not to be afraid of sharks, okay? Because I'm from Florida, and I've had a lot of run-ins with sharks that were very positive, okay? This is a very fast landing. I've had a lot of very positive run-ins with sharks, and as you can probably tell by the fact I'm not missing anything, 0 negative run-ins with sharks. And I have a very realistic, like, experience with them as far as, like, shark run-ins go. And I encourage you guys not to be too afraid of sharks, because I think that the stigma of sharks is kind of unwarranted and undeserved. But just like any wild animal, like a bear or a wolf or anything like that, they are still wild animals and need to be treated with respect, and you need to recognize what they're capable of, and you need to recognize how their psychology works so you don't do anything that could get yourself hurt if you're in a situation where you run into one. Sharks don't really care for humans as far as food goes. And they can kill you. Most sharks could kill you. Most types of sharks could probably kill you if they wanted to. If they really, really were dedicated. Most of them are not. Basically, all of them are not going to be dedicated as long as you follow some pretty basic guidelines in the water. The worst you're probably going to get is a nip. Yeah, and surfers tend to get nipped a lot because they look like seals, just kind of... Actually, no, I think that was that not debunked, though? I'm pretty sure the surfboard seal theory was debunked. I think it had something else to do with surfers that made sharks attack them more. I'm pretty sure that theory was debunked. Actually, do you guys want to see a really cool video? Clearwater Beach shark drone footage. Let me show you some cool stuff you'd get to see. Was it not Clearwater Beach? It was a Florida beach. Let me look up Florida Beach. It might have been like Tampa, like a beach in Tampa. Yeah, here it is. Surrounded by sharks, Florida shark migration, amazing 4K drone footage. Hell yeah. Look at this shit. This is what happens in southern Florida every year when the sharks migrate. This is like southern Florida, as you can tell. It's like the Keys, like the Bahamas. That could be Clearwater Beach. Fuck, look at that water. That is some beautiful water. I've never gone on like a tropical vacation, not since I was very young, since I can't remember it. I've always wanted to go on a tropical vacation while I'm old enough to remember it, so like, I'm so excited for me to make enough money that I can afford to go like, on like a 1 week vacation in some tropical country, you know? Just a something like that, you know, crystal clear blue water, all that shit. God. That'd be so cool. I want to do it before the oceans are all ruined. God, look at all of them. They're like little tadpoles from so high up. They almost don't look threatening when you see them from this high up. You know, you could also, if you're ever scared of sharks and you're going to be swimming in water this shallow, you'd always just have a friend on a boat with a drone watch the air above you, you know? And you'd never have a shark sneak up on you or anything, you know? Look at this guy swimming away from that shark. He just realized he was close to one. He went fast. It's the fastest I've ever seen a fucker swim. What is this music? Okay, that music's got to chill. It's going a little too hard for what's occurring. Yeah, these sharks, I'd swim with these sharks. I'd swim with these sharks. I would. These are not like... These are probably either black tip reef sharks or tiger sharks. Does it say what type they are? These look like black tip reef sharks or tiger sharks. Which are known to be aggressive, but not if you engage with them appropriately. Does it say? The surfers had no idea there were so many sharks surrounding them. Many of the sharks appeared to be black tip sharks. Yep, black tip reef sharks. There you go. Yep, called it. See, I know my sharks. I'm from Florida. I know a black tip reef shark just from the shape of it in the water. Although these could be tiger sharks too. They're very similar. They could also be, if they were smaller, they could be lemon sharks as well. There's also those. It's just based on how close to the seafloor they are and their shape and their color. They look like black tip reef sharks. Yeah, I'm okay with sharks too. Like, this is crystal clear water. I can see them. They're all around me. But the deep, murky water is unsettling to me as well anyway. That's just the thalassophobia more so than like fear of what's in the water. I'm not afraid of sharks, but I do have like some level of thalassophobia, but I think everyone does. Lemon sharks die less than a year after you purchase them. Yeah, they're very little. I've pet a lemon shark before in the wild. I used to have there was a lemon shark that would come and eat the food we'd throw off the seawall back when I lived in a place called Hernando Beach. And one day I reached in and I managed to touch it. It was like a little lemon shark this long. They have like their mouth. Do you want to see what the mouth of a lemon shark looks like? This isn't like me flexing like a badass. Let me show you what their mouth looks like. Okay, well, it's a little scarier than I thought, but let's just say I couldn't see its mouth, so I wasn't really scared when I pet it. I wasn't really scared when I pet the thing. It was much smaller, though. It was like... This is what it looked like when I pet it. It was very cute, okay? It was not threatening at all. Its teeth were even smaller than this. It probably... Like, it really wouldn't have fucked me up that bad. I literally pet, like, the top of its head, too. It was nothing, okay? It wasn't like a... Man, they get big. I didn't know lemon sharks got this big. I thought they were, like... I thought this was as big... I thought this was, like, the largest they could get. Like, this is the size of the lemon shark that I pet. Look how cute he is. Look at him. He's so adorable. I love sharks, dude. They're so fucking cute. Look at it. Okay. Let's watch more footage of people almost dying. Oh, shit. You know what we should react to, guys? I haven't seen it yet. They put out a new trailer for the new Jurassic World movie, Jurassic World Dominion, and I haven't seen it yet. Maybe we could do a live reaction to the trailer? No, pause before it plays. I have been a Jurassic Park fan since I watched the very first Jurassic Park movie at like 6 years old, okay? Maybe younger, all right? I've always loved dinosaurs. I've always loved Jurassic Park. I think the second movie, the second ever movie was a little bit, you know, it has its charms, but I don't think it's my favorite. Jurassic Park 3, I think, is probably the best one besides Jurassic Park 1. I think Jurassic Park 1 and 3 are probably just the best by far. I think that's most people's opinion. The newer sequel movies, I think the first one was okay. I think the second one, tonally, and like the first half of it was fucking great when they're on the island and evacuating and everything. The weird like spy sneaky auction part and with the clone girl and everything was weird. Thank you for the $5, Mr. Krabs. It's my 22nd birthday tomorrow, and I be trying to donate a media share video, but I don't have a PayPal. Sag. Aw, I'm sorry, Mr. Krabs. Happy 22nd birthday tomorrow, and thank you for the $5 super chat. The weird clone girl was weird, where it was like the daughter, the little girl was a clone, and she related to the dinosaurs because the dinosaurs are... That was all really weird. I think Chris Pratt's a pretty fine actor. I've gotten used to him in this franchise, so it's cool. This movie... From what I've seen of it so far, like they literally like the opening of the movie is like a documentary about dinosaurs, like in the modern world, as opposed to like the past. And it looks like they're putting a lot of work into making this movie like good, like the marketing, and like it seems like they really want to make this final movie, which is supposed to be the end of the story, I guess, actually good. So let's get a look at this trailer and see what they're gonna do. Okay, for one, I don't know. Are they like herding dinosaurs on horses?
Something that was real.
That is pretty fucking dope. I don't care how dumb it is. This is pretty cool.
Something that they could see and touch. Creation is an act of sheer will. Life will find a way.
Is that John Hammond? It is. That's a throwback.
We can't keep her here forever.
They find her, we're never gonna see her again. We gotta protect her. That's our job.
Humans and dinosaurs can't coexist.
How'd the Mosasaurus get loose?
Ecological disaster.
Yeah, you did. No fucking shot, brother. No fucking way. No fucking way, dude. No fucking way. They're both back. Dude. She has aged well. Can we just say? since the first Jurassic Park movie, she has aged well. She is pretty. I'm simping, okay? She is hotter than she was in Jurassic Park 1. She is hotter than she was in Jurassic Park 1. Hot fucking based true take. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm allowed to say this because I grew up on these movies, okay? And so, you're allowed to simp for the female characters in the movies that you watched as a kid because they helped you discover your sexuality, okay? You're allowed to simp for those characters, okay? Admiral Holdo looking different. Yeah, she fucking aged well. God damn. But will there be Jeff Goldblum? I know, will there be? They both aged really well, too. Yeah. Both of them aged really well. He looks great. He looks fucking dope. He looks exactly the same with gray hair, though. That's it.
Come out all this way just to catch up now, did you?
You coming or what?
What are they going to be doing in this, though?
We're racing toward the extinction of our species. We not only lack dominion over nature.
There he is.
We're subordinate to it.
Yeah, he's back. He's been back, but you know.
Come back.
What the fuck? How did dinosaurs get out of America?
That's another plane, right?
Not exactly.
Jesus.
Don't move. Bigger. Why do they always have to go bigger?
Well, I'm going to see it. I mean, I've been a fan of Jurassic Park for a very long time. I grew up on those movies. I will say, holy shit, it's Mario. I will say that, like, oh, Mr. Krabs, thank you for the $20 super chat. Says also a new Sonic 2 trailer drop when the new Jurassic World 3 trailer drop. So can you do a reaction to the new Sonic trailer? And also, there's a kid show called Camp Cretaceous that takes place during and after the first movie. Huh. Really? Jeff Goldblum is 69? Nice. Dude, I hope I live to be 69, because then I'm going to be able to say, hey, I'm 69.
Welcome
Everyone's
to
going to be
capitalism, my dude.
like, nice. I have to live to 69. I have to. I will die if I don't live to 69, chat. Yeah, wait, was there another Sonic 2 trailer? Are you going to make me watch this? Is there, like, actually a new one, or... Oh, there is. Wait, is there? Okay, no, there is. One day ago, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Sonic vs. Knuckles trailer 2022. Is this actually, like, a new one? Came out yesterday. Okay. All right. Watching another Sonic movie trailer. Let's do this.
On game day, it all comes down to heads or
Oh, it's...
tails.
They're going to drop the trailer at the Super Bowl.
Begins. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, here it is. Oh, it is here.
This is your moment to be the big hero.
Oh, great, the Winter Soldier.
Okay. That is actually a pretty good... That is a pretty good reference, actually. That is actually a good joke.
My destiny to destroy you.
He is kind of... It does look like Knuckles is basically just going to be the Winter Soldier in this movie.
That wasn't too bad.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2, April 8th.
And here we go.
Is he going to do another Fortnite dance in this movie? Because I'll scream in the theater if he does. I'll yell. I'll see this movie on opening day, and I'll scream at the top of my lungs and get us kicked out and banned from the theater if he does a Fortnite dance. I'll ruin the movie experience for everybody watching that movie if he does a fucking Fortnite dance again, okay? I'll fucking do it. Film it? I'll film it. Jump and start dancing to it. Yeah, I'm gonna start screaming, "We like Fortnite" at the top of my lungs and Fortnite dancing in the theater, okay? Standing on my chair, ruining the movie experience for everybody. Is this like another trailer? What is this?
Eat your heart out, Shaun White.
Papa's got a brand new stash.
Oh Lord, there are two of them now.
Oh God.
You're never going to get my power.
Do I look like I need your power?
Absolutely alphaed upon. Imagine getting alphaed upon so severely. Jesus Christ. Absolutely fucking destroyed. Alright. Ooh, Pog. Lonnie said she's going to order me a burger. A burger. Alright, everybody. Listen, everyone. It has been a fantastic fucking stream. Okay? However, I believe that my service has been completed for the day. I will be having some videos coming up, probably in the morning, and then I might have some shorts coming out of this stream. We'll see if Lonnie can throw anything together. And yeah, overall, thank you guys. Pretty fucking pogger stream. The channel has been blowing up like crazy lately. It's getting back up to where it was during its peak. I want to thank you guys again for the unbelievable amount of support we've been receiving lately. Over like nearly 3,000 gained subs in the last 28 days, maintained every day, which means, what I mean by that is, if each day I open up my YouTube analytics and it's saying that I'm getting like plus 3,000 subs in the last 28 days, it means I'm maintaining a sub growth in which at any given day, 28 days previously, I had 3,000 less subs. So I'm roughly gaining about 3,000 subs per month, which is pretty fucking based. Not to mention viewer count, ad rev, all of that is going up. And hopefully it'll continue to go up. You guys just got to keep on sending the support. I really do appreciate it. And I'm really thankful. I love you guys very much. Thank you guys for watching. And of course, I will see you all tomorrow, probably with a Doom gaming stream. We'll probably play some Doom and maybe watch a debate or do a reaction to some video or something. But yeah, stick around for that. But I'll be live tomorrow. So thank you all so much for watching and have a good one. Doo-doo fart.